Hello? How are you? I like this metal opening like a lot. Like a lot. I'm gonna turn down my sound though because that's a little loud. Hello, Zeptod. Welcome. Is this your first time? Welcome. Glad to have you. Hold on, I'm gonna be fixing this a lot because it's so fickle. This is a nice one. Found kind of a new playlist, kind of not. Mm-hmm. I've had it as a playlist like forever, but I just never gave it the time of day, right? Nice guy syndrome or whatever. I never looked at him, yet he was always there. Who else is here? Sound off. Where are my groupies? Where you at? You gotta focus your cam. Yeah. What brings you here, Zeptod? Hello. Okay. Well, I said I was gonna warm up with this, and I am. It's doing that thing again. It did that on the drive home, too. XM was also doing that. I think Sweden's streaming music system is just completely off.
What? Why would it be Sweden?
I don't know. Isn't XM from them, too? I thought it was. I'm making assumptions. Drastic, terrible assumptions. That's okay. Alright, we're gonna warm up with this. And then I'm gonna come in from the side here, this guy. And we'll be working on him in a little bit. He's gonna be tricky. Because this otter is made of diamonds.
Oh, really?
So, sort of.
Oh,
we'll do with what we can. I'm just gonna make him look super white, shiny, and wet. And hopefully that translates. Because I asked her, I'm like, is it faceted? Like a diamond? And she's like, no, it just looks like it is carved out of diamond. And in my head, I'm like, he would have facets. But, okay. Well, then I asked her if he was like opaque or transparent, and she never even answered that. So I didn't even know.
Well, I'm thinking of Emma Frost. Is that the name, Emma?
Yeah, from X-Men?
Yeah.
What about her?
Well, she turns into diamond. She got diamond skin.
Yeah, but in the movie, it was literal diamonds. Like.
Yeah, no, but she... Like, that's what I mean. She straight up just turned into diamond.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because then he'll lose all his features. Yeah. So this is one of those times where I would say it's okay to start using smaller lead because this is a strictly graphite piece. And what have I said in the past? Only to do smaller lead for those sort of things. Your sister sent you here because she could not handle my questions. Uh-oh. Who's your sister? And what kind of questions? And am I supposed to handle them? What am I supposed to do? Do I have to finish off where she started or something? Like, what do I have to do for you? Let me know. Let me know. Oh yeah, here's a point too. Do I know your sister? Is she cool or is she awful? I also mix this in with my normal one. Whoa! Aw, Ray! Thank you! Rachel. Now we have 2 Rays.
Sure.
So... I see, Zeptod, I see. It's not helping. What's her name? Do I know her? You're being very, cryptic, my friend. Did Noel get back to you?
Yeah, he's there till Monday.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're probably flying out together.
Oh, Christy! Christy Maccabee? That Christy? I know like 3, but I'm guessing it's Christy Maccabee. McCavey? Maccabee. I think it's Maccabee, if I remember right. Yeah! She's a good one. We love Christy. She's more than welcome here all the time. She's a good one to have in the chat. So what are your questions then? What can she handle? I'm curious. What can't Christy handle? Christy's good about stuff. She knows how to handle things. She knows what to do. We've groomed her. She knows. I don't usually work in graphite, honestly, because it usually drives me nuts. Even though it is just, like, monochromatic, and usually I like that, it's just too soft, and I don't like working with really hard graphite, so it's this really weird relationship I have with it. Trying to start my own Twitch account and channel, but I'm stuck on picking a name for myself because I know that branding is a huge part. It is! Yeah! So, I used to actually have mentorships for this sort of thing, but to try to give you the best advice I can, without getting too long-winded, is... God, I should just write this up somewhere and just send it to people. There is like a top 10 do's and don'ts for picking a name. The number 1 actually I'd make sure of is that it's Googleable, and you just get you if you can do that. That's like the best case scenario, right? But make sure it's something that when you say it aloud, people know how to spell it like that. Don't throw in like other letters or anything, like if there's double L's and things like that, if you can help it. You want people to be able to remember it. You also want to pick something that obviously you like. So usually I say if you're really stuck on, what to do, brainstorm and then sit on it for a few days. It's kind of like if you're going to get a tattoo, you don't want to just go and get it the minute you think of it. You want to sit on the idea for a bit, maybe even put a temporary one on, see how you feel about it. So similar to that, I would make a column list where there's a column that's nouns, column that's verbs, column that's adjectives, and then put your favorite words in there, like words that you wouldn't not want to be associated with. So like words you'd be proud to have as your name. So like I like the word clover and I like the word kin a lot. They're both words I really, really like. So when I put them together, it makes cloverkin, and you can Google it, and I got it basically on every social media platform, which is another thing you want to do. Make sure you don't have to add or take anything off of it. But if you do have to add anything, if you're going to be a gamer, maybe put, your name and then games or something like that, if you have to. If you don't, though, don't. Absolutely don't.
Mama!
I was like, didn't you just subscribe? And I was like, oh yeah, you did on Gabe's channel.
Oh, I was like, yeah, a month ago.
Yeah, right?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, Gabe's face is here, right?
Face. Not right
I wanted
now,
it back,
but
he needs water. He got a haircut today, so I think he got that boost of confidence. I'll be right back with your things, Epod. So I just want to address Mama. Thank you for your patronage. Here is your little man. This is the sub shrub for all that are new here, and when you subscribe, I get to give him nub rubs. and you get to have a wish by the time I'm done counting. So obviously the longer you've been subscribed, the more counting you get, the longer the wish, and blah 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 blah. Hopefully these come true. I have no idea. I don't know the success rate of the wishes, but at some point he's going to be animated on the screen, and I will have an emoji of him hopefully by the end of Thursday. So for those of you who are waiting for that emoji stream, that's on Thursday, okay? I've decided what I want to do. I think we know. So anyway, okay. Sub shrub, nub rubs, mama millipede. Ready? 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Thank you so much, Mama. Melancholy Clover with the cameo. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. I'm gonna have to change him though at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're gonna have to like what's the little one next to him, the Clover?
Melancholy Clover.
Yeah. Like he'll have to be that's 1 year. Like you get one super mega wish from.
I'll have to change the wishes thing though too. I feel like that's like, or maybe I draw for 15 seconds of something you want. I don't know.
Or what if you had a little animation that lasted?
Well, the animation's gonna happen no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But to actually give them something, we have to think about this more. Obviously. You're welcome, Zeptide. So where did I leave off? The columns thing. Yeah, so I don't know if you're doing art or gaming, but I guess you could use the same either way, because you just want to make sure you're picking a name that's something you're proud of, you don't kind of cringe whenever you hear someone say it or you say it, and you don't have to correct people. Also, you don't want it to be too long. Ideally, no foreign or weird, like Latin words or anything, because then you're going to have to explain it, right? So just do a list of things, like maybe you really like the word silver, and you like the word cog. That's a little too on, but silver cog, cogworks, cog crafts, just keep going. Keep going and pick a couple, see how you feel about it, and then before you even nail it down, like, yes, that's the one, make sure you go look online and make sure they're available on like Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff, right? Other than that, the main thing is just being able to hear it and have it be memorable. If you can even incite imagery with it, it can totally help. Like the fact, the Cloverkin thing, I'm an elf, people usually remember my booth because it's kind of eccentric. That all compiles into being a memory in someone's head. So when they get home from a 5-day long con weekend sometimes, they'll remember it, hopefully. So.
Wait, did you already say it should tie to whatever they're doing?
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought that was obvious.
Okay.
I mean, if you should ideally make it tie to whatever you're doing. But, is it for... Oh, it's music and gaming. Okay, so...
That's tough.
That is tough. Music would be a tough one. I would just say, make sure it, if, let's say, okay, depending on your genre of music, if you're the stuff you're hearing now, that's like acoustic guitar or something, you don't want something that's too metal. You don't want something that's too rock, right? You'd want it to kind of fit your genre, that sort of thing. Oh, Ebony. It's true. For those of you with long names, I was there once. I used to be Hardshell Art. That was a terrible name. I changed it to Cloverkin 2 years ago? Was it 2 years?
I think so.
Yeah, on my birthday. Which is funny. Birthday, right? Birth? But yeah, you want to have a name that you're proud of, that you're not embarrassed of. I was embarrassed with Hardshell Art. I had it for 10 years.
I feel like if it's her actual brother, their last name is not that common.
You McAfees, your last name is awesome. You guys should totally rock that. I mean, I think I could hear it and probably spell it.
Or just come up with a
or something that sounds like it. I don't know.
Like a simplified version of it.
But either way, if it's not like a pro thing, like super business, just do something that you have fun with. The shorter the better, the more imagery the better, and if you can have it consistent across anything, that's really the most important thing, I think.
You know what? I heard when I was driving today to get my hair cut.
Yeah.
I heard there was a rapper on the hip hop station.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, so, where can people find you on social media? And
oh no,
I think his name is Little Dirk.
Was he like, I'm this on this, but I'm this on this?
No, he's like, well, on Instagram, you can find me at Little Dirk, blah, blah, blah. But everywhere else, I'm just Little Dirk. At Little Dirk, everywhere else. And I was like, hey, even the rapper's got his shit together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I say I'm Cloverkin everywhere. Even though on Twitter, I'm Cloverkin Art, I feel like if you search
if you type it in,
it'll still come up.
Yep.
Unless you do twitter.com/Cloverkin. Then it won't. But then I feel like they'd be like, oh, she did art. Maybe try, or Googly. I usually say Google Cloverkin. You'll find all my stuff.
Actually, I think if you did Cloverkin Twitter, it pops up.
Yeah, the person that has Cloverkin on Twitter, I can't. That's the other thing. If you find out that all of this stuff is free, let's say, I did my research, I found out Cloverkin was free on everything except for Twitter, and Tumblr, actually. When I first did it, I messaged the person that had the Tumblr, and I asked them, I'm like, can I have this name? Are you, using it? And they're like, oh, no, you can have it. So I took it from them, make sure, hopefully they don't have any porn, whatever, that's tied to it. Apparently Cloverkin is something on 4chan, but it's passed and it never blew up, so that's good. But, so I got the Tumblr one. The Twitter one, I tried to contact them. They're not even, and then you can try actually contacting Twitter themselves and asking, hey, I've been pining for this account. Doesn't seem to be active. Can I maybe get on that? I don't know. Hey, Zenko! See, Zeptod, I feel like only a certain number of people would know how to say your name. Also, my initial reaction to it was that it was backwards. Because it feels like a backwards word. So I would definitely rebrand. Honestly, you sound like a scientific name for some kind of prehistoric fish or something. But, I mean, give it, like I said, just play with it. Have fun with it. Don't think too serious about it right away. Make that list of the nouns, adjectives, verbs, all that stuff, and just kind of cross them. And be like, okay, this one with that. No, this with that. That's okay. And then write down the ones you're okay with, and then some that you're really hot on. You might find something. You never know. And this is not a quick process either. For me, honestly, Cloverkin was a word I had from a while ago that I used in a story that never really came to be, so I was like, I'm going to steal this for myself because I really like it and I think it's going to suit me better. So I took it for myself, but it had that long to kind of sink in, and it was years. So at least take a week or two, because changing your name can be a big deal, Or some over-the-counter drug. Yeah, good call, Christy. Yeah, for anybody that wants to do this, ideally you don't want to have to tack on art at the end or gaming, nothing like that, because it'll be standalone. You want that target. Like, what is it, a monogram? Mononym? I think it's mononym. Yeah. Mononym is like the one name, Madonna, stuff like that.
Cher, Prince.
There you go. You want that sort of effect. And it's really hard in this day and age, but it's going to be even harder in like 10 years when the kids grow up and whatever. But for right now, try to do that. And if you have to, put on art if you're an artist, or music if you're a musician. Don't do illustration, studios, don't do that. Don't do sculpting, don't do anything like that. Just say art. Because what happens if you decide you don't want to do art like illustration anymore and you want to do sculpture? You're fucked. Okay? Give yourself a generic, tag on the end that leaves it open. I wouldn't even use craft. Honestly, I feel like crafts is kind of a cheap word. I feel like when people hear crafts, they think of kids, like arts and crafts, right? So you say art. At least then you sound a little bit more professional, But only if you have to. If you can get away with just the mononym, do it. Do it. But yeah, do the list thing. It's definitely worth it. I mean, if nothing else, you can get names and stuff for different characters and things in, like, campaigns. Thanks, Ray. I'm honestly just using it as kind of a a mindless drawing, because I really don't like drawing humans anymore. I really don't. And it's not that I can't, because I can. It's just one of those things. Remember I told you guys a while ago to not just draw what, everybody thinks you should? You should never do that. This whole Bowserette thing that's trending right now has got me a little peeved. But, I mean, it's funny and stuff, but I don't know. It's unnecessary. It's not even canon. The nerd in me's like, it's not even canon. But anyway, Gabe's dying again. You dying, Gabe?
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody does want to know how to do emojis and stuff, Thursday's the day. I know I kept saying the next day, Thursday. I just wanted a bigger chunk of time because, 9:30 right now? Some of you guys only stick around for 2 hours, and everybody in our realm is kind of shot mentally by this time. So at least Thursday it'll be 4 p.m. At least then you got it. But this is for sale if anybody wants it. Obviously I'm not done with it yet, but I always like to give you guys and my Instagram people first dibs on the stuff I do. I will be taking it to New York Comic Con next week though. So if anybody wants it, let me know.
New York.
It's not too hard, Ray. I can give you some tips, especially with some things that Photoshop has that's pretty nice when you're designing iconography. I always want to say iconography. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's iconography. Damn you, geography's got me messed up. How are we today? I'm actually really cold right now, but I like it. Do you want me to close the window?
No, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it too.
I'd much rather be cold than...
We've got 5 lights on right now. 6.
I mean, I had to pull up my things because I got a little warm because I was watching Cops. But...
Sweats.
Yeah. But now I'm feeling better.
That's good.
Also, I was talking to somebody about some stuff. So.
What?
There's somebody who asked me how on Instagram I did one of those hey, you got art questions? I'll answer them for you, and then
those supposed to get you worked up. I don't know how you decided to do
well,
those.
one of my really old friends, the one that we met at Florida SuperCon.
Yes.
Yeah. I've known her for 15 years. I've known her probably almost longer than Ashley.
Wowie.
And she was my internet bestie for 5-6 years, whatever. But she asked me, what's your inspiration? Where does your inspiration come from? And I went on a big rant about I told her the way that I get inspiration is I don't look at other people's stuff because I used to do that a lot, and really all I was doing was just biting off of what they were doing.
You got to be careful about that with inspirations.
So I stopped looking at other people's stuff, and then I just started looking into myself.
I feel like that's a point you get to, though.
But yeah,
as a growing artist, you kind of have to look at other people, see what they're doing, experiment, find your voice, find your first style, not your only style. Remember, you do not have one style. Never think you just have one style. You are going to have so many styles in your life, it's not even going to be funny. And that is fine. I've got at least 7 of my own, let's say. I mean, depending on what medium I'm using, it's a different style. It's a different approach, And that's fine. So you just told her...
Well, I mean, and then I posted the whole thing, if you're not working on your creative muscle, then it's, getting weak.
Yeah.
And so I've just been... she finally got back to me. She's like, no, I get it.
Does she draw a lot of fan art?
She does for patrons. And she's really trying to get away from it.
Once you get in, though, that's why you can't do that.
And so she's trying to get away from it, and she's been struggling a lot with working on her own stuff.
Yeah.
And, and I was like, well, you got to think of it in terms of, if you think of your creativity as, a big, buff dude, when we're kids, creativity, his name, let's call him Chad, Chad is super buff and he's really good at doing cool things, and like you're a kid, so you can create anything, right? And then as you get older, you stop being creative because
your metabolism slows.
Yeah, you get a little, Chad starts to get fat. He starts to get slow, and it's because we don't, I think if you're not an artist, you stop playing. You stop playing pretend. You stop doing any of those things.
Trees.
Yeah, you stop climbing trees. You stop. Some people even stop reading books that are sort of like play with your mind.
I think I read more books when I was a teen.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Yeah, and I think some of the people who do that continue to be creative. So us as artists, we continue to try to be creative, but then we start to get technically good, and while we're doing that, if you're doing,
you lose the fun.
Yeah, when you're doing fan art, then it's it's almost like you go into the gym with Chad, and there's a bunch of weights and they look brand new and they look really cool and awesome, and you go over there and it's and they're labeled fan art, and they're full of feathers, right? So you're not really working out that much, your creativity is not working out. There's another guy next to you, his name is Technical Skill, and he's helping you, and it looks great because somebody's already designed everything for you.
So my fear though with the people, and don't worry, we're not going to go on this very long, but because I know some of you are sick of the fan art chat, but the thing I get really scared of is the people that get patrons that are expecting fan art as part of their monthly. Then you're locked in. That's bad. And then if you eventually say, all right, I'm making the switch, no more fan art, totally original art, you're going to lose some people. So I don't know, we won't, like I said, we're not going to talk about this, but for anybody that's confused about why fan art's bad or why you shouldn't spend much time with it, if at all, I'd say 5% of your time, if that. Check out that website, read through it. If you have any questions on it, let us know. But also, real quick, if you buy office supplies off Amazon, be wary. I'm going to explain why. So I really needed big binder clips. Big ones, right? I've got really little ones here. A little tiny baby purse, right? A big purse. And I needed these, and I was like, I'm gonna get some cute colors. So I was looking for color ones. I get them. Not only are they the crappy kind that don't have the rubber that goes around the edge, but they were spray painted this color. I don't know if you can see this, but there's black on the inside. See that? See this rim here of pink? And the inside's black? They took regular black binder clips and spray painted them and sold them to me. So I left a scathing review with lots of pictures. Because some of you know me really well. Dishonesty and being disingenuous are some of my biggest buttons. So I had to... Oh, I was so mad. So yeah, be careful. I mean, none of the reviews, though, said anything about that, so I'm guessing I'm the only one that really noticed. Because, I mean, the outside's kind of scuffed in certain places, and you can even see in there's black in there, too. And it looks like it's got that fuzziness that, they didn't even take time to go around the corners or nothing, or even open it and spray paint it in there. They must have just blasted it from all sides and let it go. Because it's only in some spots. Even where it closes here, there's a line. It's like, are you guys kidding me right now? Anyway, that kind of stuff ticks me off. So be careful, I guess. I don't think it does, Ebony. I'm afraid of that too. But it feels pretty smooth at least. Like they had a good coating or something on it. It's not scratching. But the weird thing is some of them came with really weird chunks on them. And greasy spots. Really weird. Really, really weird. Yeah! Great, that's great. Oh my goodness. I love hearing that. I get so much hate for being on the side I'm on, and people have called me the moral police and whatever, because once you tell someone they're stealing and they never thought of it that way, usually people are like, oh my god, I need to change what I'm doing. I didn't realize that, I'm stealing from another creator. That never occurs to a lot of these people. So when you bring that up, usually people are good about it. They're like, oh my god, yeah, no, I have to switch. However, once you do, like take that veil off their face and some of them react to it, they're like, but I need money. And then I'm like, well, you could go get a day job until you get your original art to a point where you can sell it. And they're like, no, I need money now. And it's like, when you're compromising morals and actually being okay with stealing, I don't want anything to do with you, really. Like, a lot of the people I've brought this up to, they feed me that back. I'm like, okay, goodbye. Because that's a downward spiral, right? Then you're with them sometime and you're like, where do they stop? Do you think maybe they'd steal from me one day? You know? And then it just, there's a paranoia that kind of latches in there, but it's so true. And I'm not saying fan art's bad completely, because if you're doing it for free, you're giving it to friends, totally fine. It's when you start wanting money for it, that's when it turns. So, Ray, I'm real proud of you.
Yeah.
We're both very proud of you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
It's drugs, really. Gabe made that analogy a long time ago, and it stuck with me. It's true.
Because you get hooked on it, and it feels good, because people, they're like, yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great. But then you try to do your own thing, and it's like crickets.
We're talking about strictly selling it, because for the people that sell it, and they're like, oh my god, I can make so much money doing this, and they do it more and more and more, and they just get hooked in, and then they're like, well, I can't switch to original because it's going to be this huge of a downgrade. You won't make as much money at first, I guarantee you. But when I'd started cons, how much do you think I made? Maybe $1,000 at a show?
Yeah.
That's still pretty good for original art.
Yeah.
I made $10,000 at Gen Con. All I do is original art. That's up there with some really good fan artists. You can get there. I've only been doing it 3 years. You can absolutely get there. I swear to God.
It sounds like you can do it too.
Yeah, you're the guy.
Why are you sitting on your ass not doing? Why are you sitting on your ass not doing anything?
Are you
could be the guy.
TV? You could be doing something more.
Go to the fridge. What's in your fridge?
For real, like as an artist, if you do that, because I used to be in a career, I hated it. And I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna make it work. You can do it. You can seriously do it. And I'm saying, you do not need fan art. And I'm getting to the point where I'm going to go on a witch hunt, I think, for all these. This is where I get really upset. The spread of misinformation drives me crazy. The internet is notorious for this. I have some friends that they were going to start cons, and they started researching it. Every site they found said you need to sell fan art to be successful. I want to hunt those down and just talk to them about what they're doing and how bad they're making the future of conventions, right? It's just bad. Basically, Ebony, because it was only 7 hours away and it was in Indiana. So how much do you, maybe 1,000 maybe we spent in getting there and housing and stuff. Not even, because we bunked with 8 people. So basically $10,000. Yeah, sorry, now we got 2 Rays in here. Okay, I'm gonna stick to Ray Shell and Ray Hero Space Ray. Sorry. Yeah, don't start selling it, because it's just gonna be a downward spiral, I swear to God. Here's the main thing though, you're gonna think alright, so I started without selling any fan art ever, and I went from original, only way to go, up. Right? Gabe sold fan art for at least 10 years in conventions. Wow. He's been in conventions for 15 years about. 10 of those was fan art. And as someone who sold strictly fan art, did you get anything out of that for 10 years? You can't use it. You can't make a book or anything, right? So it got him nothing except money for the time, and he was stealing from people he loved. That's fucked up. So anyway, he was making a lot more money. He switched to original. Boom. Less money. Guaranteed less money. But Gabe, with everything you sold that was yours, how did that feel?
Awesome. And not only that, awesome. Not only that, but I've got I guess I could show this.
You made 3 books in the past 3 years, I think.
Nobody else has actually seen this in
This is brand new.
This is brand new.
Feels special.
Yeah.
Haha. Gabe's new book. He will be taking pre-orders tomorrow.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
But this thing, like, I can do this without, like, no one can come after me. If I'm at a show, Disney cannot come after me and be like,
100% original.
yeah, like, no one can come after me and be like, hey, there's copywritten things in here. You need to, like, burn all these copies. Which is, you know, it's only happened a few times at conventions, but
the website explains
fact, yeah.
why they don't shut people down at cons. And actually, look at the first post, the most recent post on that site. It even shows like excerpts out of the contracts. They cover their butts. They don't cover your butt. You sign that contract that says you're not going to sell that stuff. So if anybody comes in, the con's like, hey, they signed it. They knew what they're doing. If they're doing it against us, they're breaking the contract. You can take them. So this is basically like an obituaries for all these legends that were in fantasy and stuff, and they have a little how they died and all this background on them. And we were thinking it would be really cool for like campaigns. If anybody has like a campaign, they just want to like be like, well, my character is that guy. Oh, he's got the cute slime. I love him. Did you move all this in then?
it's all shrunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's a really cute book. I don't know. I really like that he did this. And he's going to make a companion book probably that says Metal Legends. So meat and metal.
So robots.
Cool. How much is your book, Gabe?
It's going to be $20.
Doll hairs? Only.
If you have American dollars, I'll take those too, but it's a specific type of doll hair and you can't find it because I'm not telling you what it is. So.
Oh, thank you, Ebony. Hey, Raven. Oh, thank you. From the futures? Okay, now I'm getting cold. Gabe, help. Help! I can't get it. I don't go over enough. Raven, thank you. Not all the way.
That's good.
Yeah, that should be fine. Ugh. I do like this mix, but at the same time, it's a lot of the same one. Let's go to Peter Crowley. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, add them. Add them all. How you doing, Raven? Yes, American cash money. It works.
You have American cash money? I take it from you. I put in my stomach in form of tacos and burritos.
You're literally just paying for Gabe to eat tacos.
I have a taco.
Which keeps him alive.
I have taco habit. I call addiction, but it's not PC.
It's not an addiction. It's a preference.
Preference.
But yeah. So anyway, that's our little thing. Usually we don't like to talk about fan art on the stream anymore because a lot of our normal viewers have heard it to the moon and back. So we like to respect them and not go on our rants about it. So if you have questions, let us know. Otherwise, we'll kind of stay off it. Oh, tacos, yeah. Mike! Aw, we love you too, Mike!
Oh.
How was your stream earlier? Good? Here, you get 3 nub rubs. You ready? Make a wish. You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. And the melancholy clover. He thanks you too. Oh, so melancholy. For being a symbol of good luck, he's a little too melancholy. Hey! I love it. I can't wait to actually do the animations for all the stuff I want to. Also, I broke a nail today. It's really weird that I broke a nail. I'm not that type. Usually they are this length. No, I'm not flicking you off. Usually, though, they are this length. I like to keep them short. But lately, I've been like, ooh, la-di-da, right? Except for this, I got some pain or something. But these two actually got broken. And, oh, when you break a nail, that's like the worst, most cringy shit. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. It's like the one thing that I'm like, maybe I don't want nails. Maybe it's not worth it. Hey, Ray, $5. Hell yeah. That's better than some of our streams, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think I made 50 cents last week. I don't know. That's great, though.
Oh, but yeah, and then Hero Space. I don't think I was gonna give you bits, but I don't think you're an affiliate yet. So but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, making that's great.
So Zeptod, actually, it's okay if you're an adult. So I'm guessing since you had said it like that, you're still young. So if you are young, let's say under 18, don't worry too much about your name yet. Because if you are under 18, and you don't have to say how old you are, you're trying to... Okay, well, I'd still say you're still pretty young, but I think it's fine. Like, we're in the day and age where if someone wants to find you, I know this is creepy, but they're gonna find you, okay? Regardless of your last name being out there or not. A lot of people, for their art names, it is their name. I can't do that because my name is so basic, it's not even funny. Like, it hurts how basic it is. So I had to make a new name. But if you have a cool name, I don't know, like Maccabee, use that if you can, if you want to. If you don't want to, like maybe you hate your family, let's say, don't use it. You know, it's up to you. Oh, right. Is it raining? Also, I wanted to bring back the ham cam, but he's not up right now. He got up last night at around 1 o'clock. So, 10, 11, 12, 1. 3 hours from now, he'd be waking up. So, if he wakes up, I'll hook it up, but he hasn't been up, man. We have a hamster. His name is Kukui. And, you know, usually I have him up on stream, or I had when he was awake at this time, but he hasn't been awake at this time for a long time. I like this new list. Ugh. Oh no. Oh no. Man, sometimes. So you have a white guy named Andrew Black. Is it... My friend's name is Tyler Johnson. Him and I have a similar fight, so we both had to make our names. Since I'm Ashley Erickson in the Midwest, there's like a billion of me. If you Google Ashley Erickson, you're gonna get 2 million hits, so you need to make a new identity, man. Yeah, Raid Shell, that's hard. Because I've seen your name spelled with a CH as well. So that could be kind of hard if just heard. I don't know, it's up to you. If you, like, I know someone who loves their name to death and it's kind of spelled messed up and they swear by it and they won't change it. That's totally your call. If you get popular enough where people take the time to actually correct themselves and learn it, and hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. Me, myself, I like to be more cautious. I like to almost prevent them making a mistake. So I figured it's easy. Use small words. But it's all, you know, what you want to do. If you're one of those people that doesn't like to correct people, doesn't like to repeat things, doesn't want to say how to spell it every single time, totally up to you. It's what you are okay with. Absolutely. Alright, since we got a bunch of people here now, I'm going to switch over to the other thing. This is just warming up. I'll finish it though, and like I said, if anybody wants it, let me know. But we're going to switch over to Rendell. This is Rendell. A very cute otter boy. So, he's someone's D&D character. I got him as a commission from... Oh god, I think it was ASUN. Yeah, it was ASUN, so that was in May. Gotta wait a while for my commissions, I guess. Unapologetic, though.
Oh, man.
What?
Just remembered when I ordered Chinese the other day.
You were supposed to get something?
No, it had a coupon for free edamame if you spend more than $20. Did not get my edamame.
It's okay, they're new.
Yeah.
They just started. Give them time.
It is good,
They'll
though.
learn your face. Yeah, make a wider face.
Gabo! Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, here's the thing with Hero Space, Ray. Are you gonna be strictly sci-fi? Because if you're not, that's gonna be tough. I don't know. Like, at least for Gabe, having Galvasaur, it does sound like he's into prehistoric shit, which you're not, like, at all.
Why?
Dinosaur? Galvasaur?
Oh, guess.
He's heard it so many times he doesn't even remember why it's... Anyway. So, it's up to you. I mean, truly it's up to you. But, I mean, as long as you can, oh. Evan Parker. Hey, at least you must sound like an iteration of Peter Parker. But yeah, white guy name. I get that. Actually, all the Evans I know are black. So, at least for me, you've got that going. I would have assumed. Yeah, so, Ray, unless you do that story real soon, how old is that story? I'm going to call you out on this. Because if you're not going to have it for a while, or if you ever don't do it, then you have to explain, well, it's from a failed story I did. Or even if you do, here's the problem if you do. Let's say you do make that story, right? Let's say it blows up. That's just you, right? That story. Similar to David Peterson. If anybody knows who David Peterson is, he's done Mouse Guard. His name on everything, for the most part, except for Twitch, is Mouse Guard. So if he ever does any other property, he's still Mouse Guard. Which is okay. I mean, you know, if that's your thing and that's your claim to fame, you can do that, but it's really up to you if you want to be branded as one of your products or if you want to be something that has a bunch of products. You know what I mean? So. Your middle name's Thompson? Wow. You guys shouldn't be giving me all this personal information. Twitch has things, they're like, oh my god, what if something happens to one of your people? And I'm like, I don't know. Am I going to get sued? I could. Oh. I think I have a thing. I don't know, maybe I don't. What'd you guys do today? Give me the best and worst of your day. This is my favorite thing to ask people. And if you got something you need to rant about, like there was some lady at the grocery store, or maybe you're upset at Trump, I guess. I don't know if you want to go there, you can. No politics, so. But whatever you want, let's hear it. Randall, sweet Randall. I've had a lot of fun on this one. He's just so cute. Oh shit, I was gonna... It's so like me. I was gonna scan the pencils and I totally didn't. He's got a cute little tabard on. Look at this tabard. Cute little baby. That's good, Ray. 2 successful streams. Rachel with the worst, who went to work the best, had tacos, chilled with my future wife, and chilled with you two. Oh, that sounds like a good day. I mean, the worst can be fixed at least. If you don't want that job anymore, get a different one. The best though sounds pretty nice. I think that was a good day. 2 free cookies at Panera because it was closing time.
Shit.
Oh my god. That would be the best time to go. Shit, we gotta hit up the bakery at Panera at
Yeah.
like, what is it, 9 p.m. when that closes?
It'll be
Something
like
like that?
8:50. Yeah.
Oh man. That'd be so good. now I want the mac and cheese. Oh man. Oh. So we got news that we can transfer to this other apartment that we've been trying to get, because we're at apartments now that have other apartments that are nearby that allow for dogs. The one we currently have does not allow for dogs. But since we were kind of moving out in a hurry when we got here, we had to kind of pick whatever. So we got this one, and we knew we'd probably move at some point because we do want a dog. And so we got word today from the apartment place that they have an opening, two actually. So even if we lose one, I guess we get the other one, which is good. So we're probably gonna bust our asses and apply tomorrow early so that we can get that in. Because next week we're going to New York Comic Con, so we're not gonna be around. So we really have to do this quick. Not only that, but they're showing one of the apartments, I guess, tomorrow to someone. We don't want to lose that.
Some lady with a dog.
What about us aspiring doggers?
Yeah.
Huh?
Lady, you already got one. You can go anywhere you want.
Yeah. It's probably a chihuahua or something.
What?
Rachel, that's probably worth it then. Stick it out, you know. Weddings though, man. I'll tell you. Hey, Sniggle's almost dead, you guys. Check this out. He has 460 left. I think that means if anybody gave me like $5, you'd win. That translates to $4.60, right? So if somebody did $5, you would beat him out. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because every bit is a cent. Yeah.
And maybe somebody. How much is subs?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Because like I said, he's supposed to be made out of diamonds. I'm gonna color the shield maybe first. I'll come back to that in a minute. Oh yeah. You know what though? You'll get there. As long as you grind on the weekends and after work and you do your art thing then, believe me, I mean, it took me a while to get to the point where I could branch off. The analogy I've actually been telling people is while you're on a boat, start building another boat until the point where you can jump onto that boat and actually, you know, captain it. And it's safe and it's got everything you need on it, all that stuff. Because you need to be on a boat when you're in the water while making another boat, you know? So think about it that way. Don't always just make that blind leap. It is good to have, like, depending on your expenses, but like $5,000 to $6,000 is usually good. While switching careers, it buys you some time. But like I said, if your rent is crazy and it's like $2,000, obviously you need more. These are Prismacolors. They are a US company. I do have Copics, but since I started with Prismacolors, I still have a bunch of these. I'm trying to switch over to Copics just because Copics have refills. If Prismacolor would just get refills, I'd stick with them. I like how they feel better in my hand than Copics. I don't like Copics very much. And I honestly like the colors that Prismacolor has. I haven't found the equivalents exactly yet, and I sat in a Dick Blick for like 2 hours. I was going through them. I found close, but not the same. Very picky about that. But these are Prismacolors. They are a US company. So a lot of people don't know about them. They are very behind the times when it comes to marker technology. Where even Dick Blick has like lapped them twice by not only coming out with their own marker brand, but then coming out with refills for their own marker brand they just made. Where Prismacolors have been out for at least over a decade. Because I had them in college, and I know they've probably been around longer than that, so... do you think if I'm able to get the name I want in the future, I should just switch to rebrand or rebranding. So rebranding is a very serious thing if you've had publications and things already made with it on it. Like, the reason I could switch over to Cloverkin so easily was for 10 years, I didn't do anything really substantial yet with it. I made 2 books, but they were self-published, so the next run of them, I could change all the branding, which is fine. Then I had to go through all my websites and stuff and redirect from that to my new name. So if you go to Hardshell Art on Instagram, it'll redirect you here. And hardshellart.com will redirect you to cloverkin.com. So like, let's say Gabe tried to rebrand right now. That would be so much of a headache, it's not even worth it. That's why he hasn't. Because Galvasaur is pretty outdated, but honestly, you can still Google it. It's on, what, a decade or so of publications?
Right.
He's a professional comic artist. He's worked for like DC, Marvel, Oni, all those. So he's ingrained already in there. So for him to change it would be a huge deal. Huge. So until you're to that point, you can switch it as much as you like. It's just a headache, really. And like I said, depending on how high up you get, it's going to get harder. So I haven't tried Blix markers just because I don't care. I don't want to switch again. Like, I already bought a ton of Copics. Basically, like I said, I spent 2 hours in a Dick Blick trying to find the equivalent to my color swatches. These are basically the only markers I ever use for any of my commissions or anything. I figured out my own color palette. So I was trying to figure out the equivalents to these. And I did for the most part, but I was like, well, before I switch over to Copics and use them forever, I gotta use these up, right? So I'm still in that phase, but it's a thing. It's a whole thing. And don't let anybody tell you markers aren't a viable medium. They absolutely are. They do have, I guess, some problems with, like, what do you call it, archival stuff, like sticking around for a long time. But mine don't really have that problem because I use mixed media with them. So with my markers, I always supplement them with pastels and colored pencils. So it's not just the marker. Where if it was just the marker, yeah, I think it would probably fade over time unless you treated it with something. But, and I think that's usually why people are so poo-poo on markers, you know.
Well, bye, Rachel.
Bye, Rachel! Hopefully we'll see you later in the week, alright? The emoji one is on Thursday, and Gabe streams tomorrow, in case you like him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's do 65, I guess. Yeah, honestly, a lot of mediums do fade. I mean, what ones don't? I think they all do unless you treat them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, paint just does it at a way less rate than other things. And also, depending on where you have them, if you have them in front of a window, the lifetime goes way down. If you've ever seen, like, posters in a store window, like, let's say a comic store, because that's where I always see this, they get bleached by the sun, right? So imagine if that was artwork. So if you do have artwork, keep it in a low humidity area that's kind of away from the sun, but not too much in the dark, I guess, with not really direct light. You know, take care of it, that sort of thing.
You know what else does that a lot? What are they called? Like hair salons? They got posters from the 80s
yeah.
just bleached to shit.
Oh my god, hair salons have that so bad. Good call. At least someone you go to is a little bit newer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think they get actually hit by the sun that much.
I don't think so either. They're like in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I love this song. If I had to pick a new theme, I'd probably pick this one.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have a middle version.
Oh.
Awesome. Bye, Rachel. Have a good one.
Bye.
think it also depends on if they're alcohol markers or water-based markers. But like I said, all mediums are gonna fade unless you treat them. Like even if it's acrylic, watercolor, oil, everything. Everything has a shelf life, let's say. But there are certain things you can do to prolong, how they look. I mean, that's why they have people that their job is to restore art, They know how to bring it back to its former glory and keep it going. I actually watched this one guy who he restores art and keeps it going, and he was re-canvassing a canvas onto it had some rips in it, so I saw how he patched up the rips. That was cool. He actually had to not sew on fibers, but he taped or glued them on, and then he put on a patch. It was similar to patching a wall. Do you know how to patch a wall?
Toothpaste.
No. Let's say you punch a hole in a wall, right? And I only know this because I own a house for a bit. Let's say if you got a big hole in your wall, right, for whatever reason, you put up this mesh, right, and then you kind of drywall it on, and then you do a layer over that, right, and that seals it, okay? Same thing he did with the canvas. It had a little tear that could have gotten worse, but on the back he basically put a couple fibers to create a mesh, and then he went over it again with some glue and some other stuff. So that was really cool. But at the end of it, it said, now the painting will last another 150 years. I was like, wow.
Everything you're doing
Everything you're doing is wrong. I just want you to know that. Oh, that's crazy, Ebony. That would be such a stressful job. I would be very scared to do that. Combining the fading of certain materials and non-fading ink paint made for the fading armor. Combining the fading of certain materials and non-fading ink paint. So are you saying knowing what materials fade differently to plan it so the piece looks cool once it's faded? Certain parts fade more than others? Is that what you're asking? Using it to their advantage? Or are you saying... No, is that what you're saying?
I am also confused.
Oh, so it gets natural distress. I mean, you could maybe plan that. That'd be kind of tough, though, because, let's say someone's a smoker. That's going to heavily affect art completely in a different manner than just sunlight or something else. Air quality, even just being up here in the Midwest versus if my art went down to Florida, could be totally different. If somebody likes having their windows open, likes 90-degree humidity and temperature, that's probably going to affect it differently than it would be up here. So I don't know. I can't really speak to that, honestly. Do you know anything about that, Gabe?
Everything you just said was on point, but yeah, I don't think.
Oh my God, Gabe, you're so nice.
I don't think it's really tough to plan those things because.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could. That'd be a really cool skill to have.
I think a lot of the problems is that people look at regular paintings and they start to worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh well, I want it to last hundreds of years. And it's well, I mean, maybe not everything is meant to last 100.
That's what I don't get. So even if I had kids, would I really care how long something lasted if I were dead? I would leave that up to the next generation. Be like, hey, if you want to keep this in pristine condition, cool. If you don't, use it for kindling. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Do what you want. It's your party now.
I mean, I guess if you're if you end up becoming someone of great notoriety, then
but then they're gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
Then by the time that you figure out if you are going to be that guy,
yeah,
you're going to be the guy, then you have enough time to sort of salvage anything that you're, or really incredibly try to protect anything that you
even then
done.
It's I feel like someone would do it for you.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. But even at that point, like I said, you would have enough time to keep it from deteriorating to the point where some things have deteriorated.
I don't know, man.
Like masterpieces.
Some of our friends and how they keep their art, they'd be SOL. You know.
Yeah.
That's another thing. If you're an artist, it's important you keep your stuff in good condition, but at the same time, Gabe and I honestly don't keep our stuff long enough to see its actual lifespan. Like, I've gotten in the absolute habit of giving away my stuff basically the minute it's born. So I'll finish this commission, let's say, either tonight or tomorrow, and then it'll be gone. I'll scan it and have record of it so I can make it, you know, put it in a book. But that's it. It's not mine anymore. You know, it's only mine for this short period. I always, like, think about it like kids. Like, you've got your kids until they get old enough to go to college, and then they're gone, and it's their life. And I feel the same about art. It's yours for a while, but you had your journey with it, you had your time with it, it's time to say bye. You know, and I think about it more in a very positive way where, you know, it was for you while you were making it. When you're done with it, it's not for you anymore. Like, you know, you got your use out of it. It gave you the experience you needed. Once you're done with it, give it to someone else so that they can enjoy it. Especially people that can't make art of their own. You know? Like, those kind of people, the people who really appreciate art that aren't really artists themselves, very important. Very
Hey, Kev.
important people. Hey, Kev! How you doing? However, Zeptod, that'd be really cool. If you could plan that, like, if you could figure that out, that'd be pretty dope. Like, how something like a marker would distress more, but then you'd have to actually, like, go science on it, and do observations, have hypotheses, all these things.
Yeah, I think you're right though. Like you're never gonna know because you don't know where that piece is
You don't know where
gonna
it's gonna end up.
Yeah.
Unless you had relatives in, like, Florida, one that smoked, one that didn't. Send one to her, send, you know, another one to another one, you know.
But
Well,
even then, it's all. I don't want to say. I guess it's almost a waste of time to try to do that because it's like, well, what's
you just
the
can't
point?
help it. Art isn't forever. Art is temporary. Everything's temporary. Let's not forget. Let's get a little dark here. Everything's temporary. You're temporary. Oh God, I want to use that as a diss.
You're temporary.
You know what? You're temporary. Someone would, like, lose their shit. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, knowing that and knowing that you're gonna have so much more art than whatever you're doing right now. You know, and Gabe honestly taught me a lot of this in the impermanence of art, because I used to, well, first of all, there's a permanence to art, which I think, taught him, and he taught me the impermanence of art, where we met in the middle with this balance, where I think we're at a perfect point where it's just permanent enough to have meaning, but it's impermanent enough to be able to let go easy. I think that's the nice sweet spot we've gotten to. So like I said, like this for me right now, I'm having fun on it. He's super cute. I'm really glad I got this commission. And then hopefully it'll make his mama happy, because, you know, I kind of picture him with her during her campaigns and stuff, you know, and she'll actually be able to show her friends, hey, this is Randall, look at him. And, like, that's the sort of thing that makes me happy to give this away. You kind of have to imagine their best life, you know, especially when you're at the beginning and you're not used to giving away your art yet. You have to really think of how much happier it'll make whoever it ends up with than you. If it stays with you, it's just going to be over in, like, a folder or a corner, right? What if it goes to someone else? It could be above their, like, fireplace as a center point in their house that they look at every single day that brings them joy after a terrible day of work even. Like, this stuff happens. Gabe and I get people coming to us at conventions that talk to us even about this. This really happens, you know? It's important that we have that connection with things. And that's the permanence, I feel. The impermanent gives, I think, worthiness to the permanent things. Or do I say impermanent first? The fact it's so delicate and fleeting gives it that meaning more, you know? That this thing came from someone's head so quickly and just kind of left them, and now it's someone else's. It is really giving away babies. I mean, if you could pop out a baby a day or whatever. Which maybe there's somebody that can do that. That'd be crazy. No, he's not going to be an albino, but I do want to give him brown eyes instead of fully black. Because he is still going to have all of the... I've decided to give him all the, like, what do you call it? The shading that a normal otter has, but making him just basically white. And extra, extra shiny. I'm an elf monk? Is that because of the impermanence thing? I do believe in that. I am forever. Okay. That's awesome. If you're into that. I'm okay with death. I think that I'm a believer that death gives life more that ooh, you know, bit. Because if we didn't die, we wouldn't relish things as much. We'd be like, oh, I'm gonna fall in love 20 more times.
We would definitely
whatever.
catch up more. I said we would definitely catch up more.
Catch up more?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, if we were
My
immortal,
mind is on catch up.
if we were immortal, we wouldn't relish on things. We would catch up.
Oh my god. I've never hated you so much than right now. That was your worst dad joke. You're capable of so much more than that one. Oh Lord.
It's my best worst.
We're good, Kev. We're good. Coming up on New York Comic Con, so we haven't started packing yet, but then again, I don't think we really need to as much for this one. We did pretty good planning for Dragon Con to the point where I think we don't really have to do too much. Like, I have some leftover stuff that can kind of just carry over. I might have to make new flyers, but that's about it.
Yeah,
A new sign. You gotta make a new book sign.
Yeah.
But really, that's about it. Oh, King Dingling's here.
King Dingling.
Best Otter. So, just for those that are joining, this is Gabe's new book. He'll be putting up pre-orders for it tomorrow. It's really cute. It's this big, and it's basically obituaries for legends that have come and gone. And I see it as kind of a cool companion piece to if you guys like are doing a campaign and you just want to commit to a short one for a night and just like, okay, I'm picking this guy. This guy's tonight. Lower Erost. Oh. In a drunken stupor, Blood attempted to impale his own shadow. He succeeded, but after tumbled out a window from 100 feet up.
Dumbass.
Why would he do that? I like this one, this bard, this super metal bard, because it looks like you wrote death in here with a Sharpie afterward.
Oh.
And it feels very Gabe. Gabe is very much like, oh, I'm just gonna go back and with this, you know? But there's some cute ones. Oh, I remember this guy. He's cute too. He's the first and last jelly to ever be knighted. So they each have a little blurb with them, but it's all organic legends. Gabe's gonna have another companion book that's basically all robots. For those of you who like his robot stuff, it'll be metal legends. So. Okay, for the Twitch, is it a page? So Zeptod, there is making a business page. So personal is unrelated to your business page. You should be able to go to the upper right, I think. At least I think that's where it is.
I haven't made a page in
I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
years.
I'm pretty sure you go to the upper right, and then it's in the little drop down. Oh, I'm not even logged in. Hey, that's good. You could find that pretty easy Googling it though. Just say make a business Facebook. And then put you're a musician or an artist, you know, that sort of thing. But, how have things been, Kev? You said you're staying busy and you're drawing stuff and thinking about stories. It's good. Once you start making things, put them together. Have a project. So, Zeptod, you have to have a personal Facebook to make business Facebook pages. Does that make sense? Like, they have to be attached to it, but it's not that. So, like, I have my personal Facebook, and then I have a business one that's Cloverkin. Okay? So you should be able to find that pretty easily. How you doing, King? You been good? I haven't seen you for a while. This almost sounds like Christmas music. Oh god, they're all the... Bro, not right now. Let's take it off random for a minute. Or wait. Yeah. No wonder. Also, I guarantee if you guys do stuff with markers, you will learn a lot more about textures faster than if you used other things. Because markers force you to kind of learn about gradients and where things stop and start more than I'd say other mediums. Because at least with paint, you can kind of, you know, if you screw up or something, you can kind of blur it together. But with marker, you make a mistake, you kind of have to deal with it, unless you're using something on top of it, like, you know, pastels or colored pencils like I do. But it is good to know, like for metal, I'm starting inside here because that's going to be a shine later. Because, you know, how metal works, there's a formula. So by practicing a bunch of different materials and textures, you'll figure out how they work with marker. Because there is a specific way to use a marker to obtain certain looks for, you know, materials and textures. And the best part about it is, if you learn it with marker, it basically does translate over to everything. Like, I could do the same thing with the pencil, and it's like the same effect. The whole stream idea is anonymity. This figure in a chair for 2 monitors. Are you doing that to be facetious, or are you doing that because you're actually afraid to show yourself? Because depending on who your audience is, it might not come across as clever, and it might actually come across as showing that you're not confident, you know? That's the shtick.
Huh.
Okay.
You're gonna get a lot of trolls.
Not only that, but anyone could impersonate you.
Ooh.
Are you okay with that?
Ooh.
Like, what if I just did the same thing?
That's
you know?
mega easy to impersonate, yeah.
Yeah, that almost... I wouldn't do that just for that reason. Like, it'd be hard to impersonate me. I'm pretty specific, but are you okay with, like, imposters?
I mean, I guess it's very, anonymous? Like the hacker group Anonymous?
Yeah, so I'm guessing you might like them.
So you definitely might get...
Just don't wear the mask.
Yeah.
That's gonna throw a bunch of people in a loop. They're not gonna understand what's going on if you're affiliated. Honestly, you might get that anyway, doing that sort of thing. I'd be really afraid of... Okay, so first of all, yeah, I think you'd get the imposter problem. So if you got big. And isn't the idea to get big? And if you get big, you're gonna get imposters. So I would own whatever you're doing. If you believe in what you're doing and you like it, you don't want someone else to take it from you, right? Yeah. So you'd have the imposter problem. And then I think you would get some people thinking the anonymous thing. Just because of the anonymity, and they kind of have dibs on that name. Which sucks when someone has kind of ownership of a word, right? Like if you had, let's say there's a band called Big Target. I mean, they're gonna obviously run into Google problems where people are gonna look for them but target the store. You know, you gotta think about how people are using it, how people are finding you, perceiving you, you know. It's a cool idea, but I don't know if it would work in this day and age unless you were trying to do the whole thing where you could be anybody, and if you were embracing the imposter idea, then it could be cool. But if you don't want that, don't do it. Like Elle from Death Note.
Is that the creepy one? Or is
but isn't that just one guy?
Is he like the kid with the white shirt?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the way he's saying it, I think other people have been Elle.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I saw both of the live-action movies. I never saw the anime. So, an imposter. Hi, Ghost. How you doing? He was an imposter. I can never remember the rest of that joke. It was like a ravioli walked into a blah and something. He was an imposter. I was like, damn it. I never remember the full joke. Either way, it's a dad joke and I love it. Oh, so you're hoping you'd get big so that people would want to know who you are.
You want to be Deadmau5.
Yeah, you want Daft Punk.
You want Sia. You want. That's what you want. If in that case, then make a mask. Or who's the one that Jonas knows that Jonas came up with? Where he made a mask for this guy. Oh, fuck, he's really popular. Or he just got really popular. But yeah.
Tiki one?
Nah. Fuck, I used to listen to him all the time. I don't remember the name, but I think if you're trying to go that route, then making a sort of a mask instead of just a shadowy figure, because like that's a lot easier to copy.
Yeah, make it a little bit more work. Then again, you're gonna get good cosplayers who. But the thing is, if you get people that respect you enough to usually make it, then they're gonna respect you enough for you to keep the credit. So that's I guess the difference. Hi, Ashley. You're thinking way far into this.
That too, yeah.
How much do you have of your music and stuff already?
Oh, so it's not just video games then? It's also music?
Yeah, I think he said musician and video games. I mean, if, you're gonna have to pick, first of all. Your time can't really be split between the two, and you're gonna have to decide which is more important to you, because your time will start dwindling. So, I mean, back me up on this, kid.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean,
Choose
like
your poison.
We barely play video games, like, and we're like deep in it. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that also play video games, and.
But usually the people who are Twitch streaming that are like serious streamers, that's basically all they do.
Yeah.
Like they're like professional game streamers.
I mean, even I tried to do streaming before, but I tried to do video game streaming, but
you still do every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while, but it doesn't, just doesn't work out as well as I would.
Though your game streams are hilarious.
I guess. Apparently.
I think last one you had with Skyrim was
Yeah.
a riot. I laughed so hard.
But like that, I think like.
I was in the other room, by the way. I wasn't with him.
I think though, like I read an article. There's a guy. It wasn't even an article. Oh, Slow Magic.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Slow Magic wears a really dope mask that one of our friends designed for him.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was that.
Oh yeah, like he used to go to raves with it. Like
I thought that mask was for Follow the Leader.
He's got to follow the leader one, but he made a mask for that guy.
Oh, crazy! I didn't know that.
Oh, dude, Zep. Then, bro, just do video games, man. And then every once in a while, just drop in like, hey, I'm gonna have a live show of my stuff every once in a while. As like a thing to some of your people, to some of your viewers, and then if you're gaming that
where
much,
you're gonna put your time and just go headstrong into that.
Yeah, especially if you're gaming that much, like you might as well jump on the.
If it is gonna be gaming, then I'm gonna say have your face, because your face in streaming is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
For two reasons. Mainly for the fact that people can see you emoting, and they feel connection to people when they can see you emoting and when you're talking to them. There is definitely a stronger connection you have with your viewers than if you didn't have them visible, you know. And you can see when you're busy and when you're not busy. Like if I'm drawing and I'm here, you'll know why I haven't answered your question yet, because I'm drawing. But you really, like for my Twitch mentorship that I used to give people, I said you need a face cam. Really you do. And if you can do a shtick with it, awesome. But for your shtick, it goes against having a face cam, so I don't know. Maybe face paint. Maybe. Go juggalo with it. I don't know. Hey Doom, how you been? You recover from Dragon Con?
I think it's crazy though, because the it's right now is the time to strike. If you want to do like if you want to play video games and get paid to do it, like right now is the time to do it. Like if you really don't have any other ambitions in life, or you're just like, you know, futzing around with music and shit, like right now, get on that train right now before it really starts to get out of control. Because I read a...
Unless you're doing like a career thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have a career, then you know.
Yeah, but like I read an article about Twitch,
streamers?
well, just Twitch in general, and there's like I think that it's like in the tens of millions of people that watch streaming. Yeah, and there's about 2 million streamers, like daily streamers, 2 million people streaming every day. So
it's hard to stand out with all that.
Yeah, and I think that the idea is the only way to really stand out is to do it often and do it on schedule.
Frequent and consistent. That's what we usually say.
For an expanded amount of time.
Yeah.
Because you will have people disappear. Like we
have people that go and come back.
Yeah.
Depending on the months.
And there's definitely like people just disappear. People just stop going on Twitch.
What streamers do we like? Honestly, we don't really watch streams. We watch our friends who stream, but for the most part, I have a problem watching people talk. Like, when I was growing up, I think I got a hatred for talk radio and stuff because my dad would always play it and everything, and it was the most boring thing in the world. So hearing anyone talk, and I think this is why I'd never really be able to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll try them. Like, if you want to try Adventure Zone and stuff, I'll try it. But it's the same reason I can't really watch people stream. But once in a while, we'll pop into our friends' streams just to support them because you gotta do that. But let's see. We... Like, some of our favorite streamers usually are people we're auto-hosting to. So, who do we... Heather Hitchman. I think she spells it that way.
I think she's on right now, actually.
She might actually be on. She's a great person. Great artist. Her husband's hilarious. She's hilarious.
Wade?
Wade a Cuff. Good friend of ours through streaming. We met him and we've seen him a couple times at cons, and he's one of our faves. We love spending time with him. Great Paladin, if you're into miniatures, he's a good one. I'm blanking. I was put on the spot. Who else comes in? Goss.
Yeah, she doesn't really stream anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't really, but customers are art. A lot of people... Steve Sketches.
Mm-hmm.
He's great too. He does a lot of good concept character work. A lot of these people have the same Instagram too, so you can check that out. And for anybody who's new here, that's Gabe's info, and this is my info.
I like myself. I'm pretty cool.
You have bad days. Yesterday's stream was sad.
Yeah.
That was something else.
Oh, that's another thing. Sometimes, especially when you start.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have bad streams.
No one will show up.
And you gotta get used to that.
Yeah.
And just be okay, like, talking to yourself, acting like there are people there. That was something we had to get used to in the beginning. And honestly, it's good you do, because then no one's there to kind of watch you stumble and go through the learning process of sometimes you have to talk to yourself as if you were teaching yourself. So right now I'm rendering out the shadows and blah 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 blah, because when people are finally there, if it's too quiet, it's not entertaining. You know, if you're gonna stream, say something. You know? They're here for you. They're here to talk to you. Talk to them. You know, if I'm here, ask me questions. Do whatever you want. We're here to talk. We're here to chat. We're here to be friends. Who else? Oh, Tony Moy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a buddy. Does Dan stream?
Nah.
God, he should.
Yeah, he should.
Oh, we're forgetting our friends.
Oh, Bodhi.
Von Art.
Oh, yeah.
Bodhi. Gaki. Von Art and Gaki were our roommates at one point. Bodhi lives in...
He's Australian, but now he's
in Amsterdam, right?
He's traveling. I don't know if he's in Amsterdam
Who
right
was
now.
in Amsterdam? No one. Who?
No, he was in
Where's
Amsterdam.
Bees?
Bees is in Switzerland.
Oh, a jar of bees.
A jar of Bees.
He's also good.
If you like people who like get mad at people a lot, Red Jar Jam.
Red Jar Jam, he's funny.
He's funny.
Red Jar Jam. Thing is, I always want to start, and I have good entertainment ideas, special effects stuff, but procrastinated 5 years on. Just start small. Zep.
Oh yeah.
The only real advice I can give you is just start small, because you might end up hating it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. If you ever start anything, I don't care if you're starting to make tables, cars, whatever, start small. See if you even like it, because you don't want to go through buying all the equipment or putting in all the time, all this junk just to find out you hate something. So just poke at things, see if you like it, whatever, put your foot in, okay, this is alright, and dive in, you know?
I think that there are a lot of people who stress out about I gotta have my setup and it's gotta look fresh and it's gotta look fly and it's gotta look like this dude's and I gotta have all the cool animation things going off in the background as whenever I get a thing. Like no.
I mean, I have a background in mobile games and I love doing those things, like they're my favorite thing, and I still haven't been able to update my stuff for over a year. Yeah, I feel bad about it. Yeah, I want to do it, but right now it's not priority. And what I've got here is sufficient, you know? Eventually it'll be good, but for right now, it's okay, and I'm okay with that.
A lot of people worry about how to like use the bicycle. What am I going to use the bicycle on?
First, borrow your friend's bike.
Yeah.
Try it, see if you like it. If you do, go buy your own bike. That sort of thing. Bunny's here!
Bunny!
Bunny!
Oh my god.
Bunny! Okay, so Doom, you usually watch gamers then. Not really the creative stream, so I'm surprised you're here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Zep, it sounds like you're still trying to figure out what you like. Don't feel pressured to do anything like 100% until you figure out what you like. Keep like putting your hands in, figuring it out, you know. Don't just go all in and be like, I'm just gonna go music, quick it, you know. No, because that could be a lot of time and money you waste.
You're also a very young dude. Try as much shit as you can.
23, man, you're like 10 years younger than me.
I'm 38.
I'm 32, so...
Take your time, man. Travel the fucking world right now.
Peach Saliva streams games when she's not doing work. Comedy? Ooh. Oh yeah, Wobbles! How did we forget Wobbles?
Oh,
Thank
Wobbles,
you, Bunny. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yes, Wobbles. Absolutely.
And for
He's great.
anybody else who's young and maybe has like...
Aspirations?
Not just who has like $300, $400, $500 to just, you know, that they can spend. Go look at flights right now to other countries.
I don't know about this.
I'm just saying, like, if you've got a little bit of spending money...
It depends on who you are.
Yeah.
When I was that old, I would have rather spent it on exploring different mediums or different things, buying a keyboard, stuff like that. So depending on if you're an introvert, extrovert, like to travel, don't like to travel, that sort of stuff. Put your money into things where you're still trying to figure yourself out, you know, because that's really a good investment. Bonnie, we miss you so much. Where have you been? Where have you been? Have you been good, at least, wherever you've been? We hope you're healthy and happy and doing all right. Do otters usually have bottom teeth out? Yeah, not top teeth. Let's give them some cute little chomps. Lots of chomps. Hardcore lurk? Oh, that's okay. I'm just glad you're okay. Every once in a while, just throw your hand up and be like, I'm okay! Lurk mode engage, and then go back down. You're a deep sea diver. You still talking to that one girl?
No, someone else.
I swear, the days you actually put yourself out for people to ask questions to, you're always a little bit testy the rest of the day.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just, I don't know, they get you worked up.
No, it wasn't even that. I think it's sort of, but it's more of a, like, let me teach you shit. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna learn you today.
As long as you're in the mood for it, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes when we're not in the mood to teach, it can be like, oh, really? But usually we're good about it. Tried to watch a few other creators. I didn't like them too much. A ton of them do digital, and it's not very fun to watch someone draw on the computer. Yeah, that's gonna be me Thursday though, but at least I'll try to make it interesting, you know?
Don't test me.
Also, you're the only one I've come across who has a good mix of drawing and talking with chat. Oh, thank you, Doom. I try to really make that a point. I mean, why else are you streaming then? Because I started streaming just because I was like, well, I'm drawing anyway, maybe someone would want to watch. But then I was like, okay, but on top of that, they're kind of there for an experience. And then you start learning that Twitch is more about almost being a show. You know, when you start learning about, well, these people come here, they like scheduled days, you know, they like being able to anticipate, and that's like a TV show. So the more you can actually be entertaining, educational, fun, nice, all that kind of stuff while still being, you know, getting work done and stuff, I think that's what it's about. That's another reason I can't watch game streams. Oh my god, they stress me out. Game streams stress me out. I don't understand how people talk to the people in chat when they're gaming. Like, unless it's in between levels or something, or they die.
I don't understand how people play Overwatch.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. It's so fast-paced, and just being able to keep up with what's happening in chat, what's going on your screen, what's going on in Overwatch, and being able to balance all that. I don't want to say I'm too old for it, but I think my attention is better placed elsewhere. But then the streams I do think I'd like are the ones that are like the cosplay people, or the sculpting, or cooking ones. Cooking ones are so fun, you guys. If you find somebody that's cooking on Twitch, watch them. Usually they're great, because they know they have to be a personality as well. Yeah. So it's kind of like Drunk Kitchen, if you remember Drunk Kitchen. Anyway. Ashley. All Ashley's threatened game. Agreed, the digital arts. Yeah, it's kind of tough. At least when I do digital, it's usually for a purpose. I think the last 3 times I've done it, it's been for a reason where I've actually used it as like a tutorial time. So Thursday, I'm going to be doing the rest of the emojis for my channel, so you can have the other 2 tiers if you want them, you know. But yeah, it's usually for a reason, or if I have to get some work done and I can make something of it. But yeah, I agree. I don't like getting pleasure out of watching somebody press undo a million times, you know? Like, I could do that. Gabo's Skyrim stream, the last one was hilarious. I'm sorry. I took so many clips out of that. If you go back to Gabe's stream and go to clips and say all time, and then go back probably, 2 weeks?
Maybe longer. I don't know.
I don't know. Wherever he was playing Skyrim, I took like 5 clips, and they were great. It was a great stream. You should just watch it, honestly.
I'd definitely like to do that again.
Yeah, maybe with Warcraft though.
Yeah.
Sometimes game streams are just drinking kitchens. Really, they are. And for those people that don't really have anybody to drink in a kitchen with, it's kind of fun to just watch someone do it for you. Well, why not? Undo, 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 undo. Basically.
Oh man, I can't. So I got this new. I got a new graphics tablet, it's like a Wacom Cintiq.
It's like a companion.
It's like a companion is a portable one.
Oh yeah, Cintiqs. Yeah.
It's like a Cintiq, but
it's cheap.
It's very cheap. It's like $500.
Very cheap.
Very cheap, yeah. Well, for me, because I'm a working professional, and I.
Don't just go buy them. Yeah. They're not gonna help your art if you suck.
Look, if you make $500 in a month on just your art alone,
you're ready to buy one.
Yeah, you're ready to buy one. I make more than that on my art, so because I work very hard.
Brag.
But this is my day job, so it's my day job. Whatever. But
you've been grinding for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the point that I was trying to get at is I don't fucking remember.
You were talking about the tablet and why it was good, because we were talking about undo.
So yeah, I was doing research on the tablet, and I'm watching people's reviews of it on YouTube, and there's like at least 4 or 5 kids, and I'm gonna call them kids because they haven't grown up, but they are sitting here and they're trying to draw something so they can test it, and it's like draw a line. Mind you, they're not inking. They are doing pencils. They draw a line for like like an arm.
It's like line undo,
line undo. And this, mind you, this was like sped up, right? Like the guy sped up his own video. Okay, I watched it.
Why are you yelling? Stop yelling.
I don't know, because I'm really hyped. I watched it for. It was at least. I know, because I'm really angry because it's fucking kids. It was at least 20 seconds worth of video, which I'm sure amounted to about a minute in real time, where he pencil line undo, and he just kept doing it for like 20 fucking seconds, the same goddamn line. How much time are you wasting, homie, undoing? This is a fucking pencil line.
That's when you know you need to do more traditional art. Because really, you have to learn the idea of permanence. We're back to that. When it comes to traditional art, because that's really, honestly, the gift, I'm going to say, of traditional work. Yeah, you have an eraser, but if you're one of those people that like grinds into the paper with your pencil, it's not going to do anything, right? Your eraser is going to be nil. So really, it teaches you that there's no going back sometimes, and some people really need that. That guy really needed that. So
the sad thing is that he was really good. So I'm like, man, how long does it take you to work on something?
And people will get super defensive if you say that digital art takes less skill than traditional art. And to that I say tough, because really, it's so true. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'd like to see someone that does digital art do what Gabe and I do.
Yeah, right?
Like, who does primarily. And the kids that's like grew up with digital, they need traditional art so much more. So much more. Oh.
And
it's too low stakes. Yeah, absolutely.
There are some people, like, I know, like Key and Tim, they can go straight pencil, straight ink.
Oh yeah, we never talking about them about this. They can hold their own.
No, there are some that just, you walk up to them and you're like, hey.
Here's a pad of paper, draw something. They're like, I can't.
Oh, sorry.
I can't. I need a tablet. You're like, they're petrified just of drawing on anything tangibly. They cannot do it. They're mortified by the idea of making a line and having it stay there. It's like they're debilitated by it. We've had friends that we've asked them to do something and they just shove it aside. They're like, I can't. And we're like, what do you mean you can't?
What? Wait, what?
Your art's great. What do you mean you can't?
What's wrong
with
your hand?
That's because I do it digitally. And this is the other problem. You do something traditionally, usually it ends up going faster than digital, because digital, the refining takes so long. Really, it does. when you're doing traditional, there's only so much you can do. Or undo, for that matter.
Yeah.
Digital.
It's not like you can zoom in on the motherfucker.
You could
either.
work 6 hours on something and undo half of it. And it's like just the refinement in how much you can zoom in. I can't zoom in on this. What you see is what you get, you know? But digital, they'll go. And they'll keep going. And they'll get it to however much they can, you know? And it's like, pull up, dude, pull up.
Well, then they zoom out and it's like...
Oh, Tad's here. Hi, Tad.
Hey, Tad. They zoom out.
Did you take a shower?
Well, then they zoom out and it's like, wait, what were you working on? Oh, this little piece right here. What was the guy's face? Yeah.
It's like you
homie,
can't even tell.
It's a black dot now.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
Doom! Yes!
Yeah.
So this is actually someone's D&D character. I'm doing a D&D commission of their character who's an otter named Rendell, and he's actually white and made of diamonds. So I'm going to get to that part. It's going to be a minute, but we're working up to it. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really cute that he had antlers, but that was her design. She said the only things to keep were the symbol on his sword and all his heraldry, I'll say, and then his antlers. Otherwise, I had free reign on everything else, so... Never thought about growing up in digital. Yeah, growing up in digital, if you did, and you did more digital than your traditional, it hurt you. I'm just gonna say it. It hurt you. I was blessed and cursed. When I was 13, I got gifted a tablet, which sometimes I show on the stream when it's near me, but it was called a Pablo. And if you look up Pablo electronic tablet, you probably have to put the electronic in there. And I was using Photoshop. Before it was Photoshop, it was called Photo Deluxe. So I had Adobe Photo Deluxe 2, which was before it was even Photoshop, okay? So I am hipster old school Photoshop, and yes, I did do stuff digitally once I got to the age of 13. But I would say I was at least 70% traditional, and then I'd take them and do them digitally. I never really got into the whole 100% digital thing until I hit probably college. But yeah, it really teaches you how to draw appropriately, I think, traditionally. And I'm not saying I'm a purist or anything like that, but if you really look at the pros and cons, you can take so much more from traditional to digital, but not as much from digital back to traditional, if anything. Like, I can't even really think of anything. Like, all the paint types they simulate, it's not the same. You have to actually work with the paint to know how oil reacts, how watercolor is. So many people don't even know you're not supposed to use water with acrylic. You're supposed to use a pigmentless paint for acrylic. Digital won't teach you that, you know? Or even how to appropriately, like, mix colors. It can go so far, but it's not the same. That tangible nature, you're gonna miss that. You smell fantastic. Good. I caught some of Heather's stream while Gabe was watching it. The guy she had on tonight was lit.
Yeah.
He was something else. I want to know him. I liked his energy and his anger.
Cool dude.
I'm starting to like angry people.
I think because
honestly, they're fresh, they're raw, they're true.
Yeah, I think it's because
you know?
we usually are angry about something that is actually a problem, and not just.
I'm just happy to know people who are smart and angry.
Yeah.
That's where I think I draw a line. If they're stupid and angry, no. But if they're smart and angry, that means they know when to get mad, and that's what I appreciate. Hey, Uber.
Uber.
Drawing a creature is the easiest thing to draw. I don't know, cupboards are pretty easy. Name that girl! Thank you for the follow, welcome! For a friend who knows how to draw but needs reference for everything. That's another thing. Okay, I actually got interviewed twice last week, and both times I wrote a huge thing about reference. And one of the questions in someone's interview, the first guy, said, using reference is a hot debate between artists. What's your take on it? I'm like, what? Reference is a debate? Why is reference a debate? Reference is 100% necessary, but knowing how to use it is the important thing, where a lot of people don't know how to gate themselves. So then I went on, and this is the part where usually this is where that guy on that like video pissed me off.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. And this is why I stream. Honestly, this is why I stream, is because this one guy, he just gave me more life again. There's this video we were watching. Zap, thank you for the follow. We were watching this guy, and he was cocky, and he was an artist, and he was answering all these questions. And one of them was, is it okay to use reference, or do you use reference? He's like, yeah.
How do you use reference?
Or how do you use reference? He's like, you just use it. Next. And I was like, that person needs actual help. Fuck you. Okay? You had a chance. You had a moment. And this video went viral. It's like you had a chance to actually help a lot of people and you didn't. And you just wanted to be cocky and funny. I got really mad at that. So there is a good way to use reference and a bad way. The bad way is to get dependent on it, where you look at it, draw it, look at it, draw it, look at it, draw it, right? You don't retain it, right? Even if you're just drawing it, you're checking back all the time. It's better to actually look and distill, I'm gonna say. To look at it, think about it in your head. Why is that the way it is? Lighting, all that stuff. That's a study. You're figuring out why it is the way it is, why it's reacting the way it's reacting. That's going to keep it in your head. That's going to retain it in your visual library. And then you go down and you draw it, right? Then I would say to redraw it again, taking away the reference. And try to do it again, best you can from your memory, and then bring it back later and cross-reference. It's how a lot of teachers teach, like spelling and stuff, right? Show you the word, copy down the word a few times, take it away, try to remember it, do it that way, bring it back, cross-reference, right? Same thing. Otherwise, you're not going to get used to when that reference isn't there. It's not going to get logged up here if you're always looking and just drawing what you see. You have to see it, filter it, pump it back out in your style, because that's how you're going to make a style. If you're always just drawing hyperrealism, that's not you. What's you and what is your style is seeing something, translating it into your own language, figuring out, and what I mean by that, I'll even go further, is to say, what about that do I not want to draw? What about that do I do want to draw? And what ends up on the paper is what is your preference. Whoa, it's your style, right? And after you've done that a long time, it solidifies, it condenses, it becomes very confident that you know what you like, you know what you don't. If you look at like Sean Cheeks Galloway, right? His is one of those styles, you see it once, you'll remember it forever, right? It's so unique, and that's because he has such a way of taking things he's seen and, okay, so it's a buff guy. I draw buff guys like this because I like this way of the arms. I like the fingers to almost look two-dimensional, like they're paper, but I still want them to have weight. Like, his style is a formula. When you're able to make a formula out of what you've done, you did it right, okay? And that's why you have to draw so much to actually have styles. And I say styles because you can have many, okay? Depending on what your medium is, all that stuff. Yeah, and I think people are upset with the reference thing because reference to someone is copying to someone else. Where reference should just be something you kind of look at and take cues from, and not something you deliberately copy. You know, that's an instance, I'll say, instead of reference. But anyway, hopefully that helped.
Yeah, it is weird that it's still, I think amongst some people it's still a bit of a stigma.
That's because we don't like hyperrealism.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing of the artist in hyperrealism.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about it. I don't care how good you can copy something. There's none of you in that. I couldn't care less.
Yeah, like, and it's like you put two of those drawings together. It's like you can't.
Bye, Ray.
Like, who did this?
Hi, Sophia.
Sophia. It's like I don't know who drew this.
Or why kids can't write. Yeah. Writing is so important, man. Like,
kids can't read the analog clock.
Oh yeah, they can't read analog clocks. They're taking out analog clocks and putting in digital clocks because the kids won't learn it. They can't. That blew my mind. And then also, I read something where they were even thinking about taking away cursive.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not, because I feel having cursive is like worst case scenario of handwriting almost, unless you go doctor. But cursive is like the prettiest of the pretty and very floral and whatever. And then having print is the most clear, right? So having the two teaches them how to read things in between. That's how I see it. It's a gradation. So if you take that away, if somebody like me, I do print that goes into each other, they wouldn't be able to read that. You know, so I think as painful as, I love cursive, but as painful as some people think cursive is, I think it's necessary for that gradation of learning, you know? They did take away cursive? God. Why? It's so important. They're gonna see script in Photoshop and be like, what is this?
It's so pretty, I can't read it.
No, Doom, they actually took out some analog clocks in schools because kids can't read them and they didn't want to teach them. Like, I'm not going off on, like, hypothesizing. This happened. In some schools, this happened. Like, it's crazy. I think it's so important that they learn that, if even, not even for school, but like, if they're at the bank or something and the bank doesn't have a digital clock.
Shit, if you're,
you know,
if you're in England, you're looking up at Big Ben, that's not digital.
Yeah, like, I think it's very important they learn that. But yeah, in some schools it was taken out. I read that. I was like, that is so crazy. I think it's so important, you know? I'm glad your school didn't, at least.
Velcro. Hey, Velcro's in.
Yeah, Kev, that's true. If you can tell where the reference is from, you fucked up. You didn't change it enough. I agree with that. I very much agree with that. You gotta be sly with your reference searching too. I think if you do it a lot, you figure out certain terms to put in. Like for me, a lot of the time I want something very clear, very obvious, very zoomed in on if I need a certain part. I'll put in stock at the end of it. So if it's like, kid, boy, backpack, stock, I'm gonna get a bunch of stock photos of little boys with backpacks on. You know, if I need that for something, that's exactly what I need. Otherwise, if you type in kid backpack, just normal, you're gonna get people's, like, pictures of their kids, they're really bad quality, all this kind of stuff. If you add stock, it's gonna give you a lot of well-lit, nicely angled, you know, posed things. But then, I feel like at that point, you know how to change that enough so you don't know what you're looking at, you know? At least Big Ben digs for you. Well, if you're in a school, though, I guess it would. But, yeah, man, I don't know. That's crazy. I want to know what books... Doom, what kind of books do they have kids reading nowadays? Like, do they still have them read Lord of the Flies and To Kill a Mockingbird and all those? Or did they change it? And I wonder if that was just regional. Like, did you have to read those?
I remember. I didn't because I was a little Mexican boy who couldn't read in English.
Oh.
So, yeah,
what
definitely.
What did you guys have to read then? What did... Like you were in a special reading group?
The books that I remember reading, How to Eat Fried Worms, or just How to Eat Earthworms. I don't remember. I also didn't read a lot as a kid,
yeah.
So I don't remember a lot. Charlotte.
Oh, there's the Mexican.
Yeah, Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, Charlotte's Web. Yeah, I don't remember. And this is like in grade school.
Did they make you read Great Gatsby and stuff?
I know some of the kids did.
Yeah, they made us read that because of symbolism. It was actually a good book for that, but I hate Daisy. I hate her so much.
But
I'm gonna punch her stupid face.
Definitely did not read that. So I have no... When the movie came out and everyone was freaking out, I was like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. What was there a book called David Copperfield or some shit?
Yeah, I think that was Charles Dickens.
That was another one, and I thought it was about the magician, and I'm like, man, I don't want to read that. And I was so upset I couldn't read it because I was stupid.
Damn, Mike got to choose between Great Gatsby and Frankenstein?
That's dope.
Man, I would have chose Frankenstein all
Mary
the
Shelley's?
way.
Or...
Yeah, that's the original.
Oh,
yeah,
is it?
Yeah.
There's no other ones?
Yeah, I hate the Great Gatsby. I hate it. Oh my god, it's full of terrible people. It's like America in a nutshell. I hate it. All the good people get screwed and literally die, and all the bad people stay rich and are okay. It's America. It's terrible. I hate it. I hate it so much. To Kill a Mockingbird was great though, and Tad, I totally could see that, but I think that's why our schools kept it, because it taught something about it. And what's important, I think, in every situation, this is me, obviously my opinion, whatever, but I think it's smart to show all sides of something, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that, to show, the kids the breadth of stuff, so they know, because if you just teach them the good, when the bad comes along, they're not prepared for it. You need to teach them all of those things so that when they get approached by the N-word, they know about it already, and they're not, we have a couple friends that are a little, I don't know, naive, that wouldn't know how to handle that, now because they were coddled.
Oh. We read
Raid! Awkward Masquerade, I love that.
We read a Raisin in the Sun, which is a little black kid, and there's distinct parts in that I still remember to this day when, like, the guy, he's older in the book, and he goes to the bathroom, and one of his friends is, like, peeing, and he has a venereal disease. And he is
This is great for people to come into with a raid.
Cringing.
Sorry.
This is a book that I had to read in grade school, and I was like, I don't know what this is. Because, again, I was a little Mexican boy. I didn't know what the hell's going on.
So some of you have come in at a very awkward time. Awkward Masquerade. Yeah, it's true. We've been talking about kids' books in middle school. So Gabe was talking about Raisin the Sun. So BJ White, thank you for the follow. Level Plane, thank you. David Ark, thank you. The Fallen, thank you for the bits, you guys. Polish Person, Name That Girl, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream, man. This is the best. Thank you. What'd you just come and do? Yeah, we get real sometimes. It's cool. So this is actually a commission I'm doing for someone of their D&D character. He's an otter. He has a little antler helmet. It's cute. He's also made out of diamonds, so I'm trying to work that in. He's super sparkly, so the way I work, I do the shiny bits first, and then I'll go back in and I'll detail in a minute. But welcome everybody. Hello. How was your stream? Name That Girl. Was it good? Thank you. Sword fun. Yeah. Yeah, he did mention VD for a minute. He said it was in the book, so I guess it's canon. It's canon.
I was like, maybe 11?
Whoa! Polished Perspective!
Whoa.
You're a new Stream King, man!
Uh-oh.
Welcome!
Look at that.
You knocked off our buddy Sniggle. May he rest in peace.
Upset.
He's gonna be mad. It's okay.
You might get a letter from him. I don't know.
Oh, Zep Todd, you should have gotten, off from, any sort of punishment, because you learned it. You learned about the middle finger. Your friend, though, should have told you it was bad. Thank you for the follows, guys. I appreciate that. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Central and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Central. So, real quick, I'll put in my info here. I'm Cloverkin everywhere online, so it's pretty easy to find me. He's a battle otter. He is. He's actually a paladin. But I couldn't really fit in his magic with what she wanted with it in here, so I wanted him to be ready for battle and such. We will be at New York Comic Con next week too, by the way, for anybody here who frequents conventions. We are usually at conventions. And I will be at FairyCon. What? I know, it's crazy. I'm excited. Polished is the new winner. His time will come. Oh, I have a sword. I should just have it right here. That'd be great. Poet of Insanity, hello.
Oh.
How are you?
Whew.
What?
I thought I had lost my badges. But I already clipped them to my taco.
It's really
lanyard,
weird
so
that
they
they mail the artists their badges, right? What is it? A week or two before the con?
Well, we just, I think we got them a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks before the con, they expect people to not lose them.
Yeah.
Some people have a harder time than others, but you know.
I put it in my backpack just so that I
Hey, Thunder Muffin. Oh man. So this is what I'm working on right now, but normally on my stream, if I'm not doing just regular art, I am doing people's pets. I do a lot of pet portraits. So, not just normal ones, I actually do pets in armor, which is the condensed version where I actually take pets' personalities and I translate them into D&D and RPG classes that suit them. So depending on their actual personality, I have the owners tell me their quirks, their hobbies, their likes, their dislikes, all that stuff, and I do what I call a paw reading, and I filter it through my little mind matrix and I spit back what I think they'd be. So this one's not fully done yet. I still have to fix them, but he was kind of a stone cold fighter, and this one was a big barbarian. He's very cute, but very charismatic, we'll say. But you can find a lot of these on my Instagram too. And then earlier in the stream, just to show people, I was working on this. I will be selling this too. This was my warm-up drawing for the stream. It's just an elf girl with moose antlers. Is she more of a moose or more elf? I don't know. I might go back to this in a minute. I don't know. I gotta keep working on this though. Thanks, guys! Armor Fawn! Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you, Name That Girl. Thank you, Zeptod. I'm glad you enjoy it. I hope we helped you tonight with some of the stuff you needed help with. Really, Perspective? Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I've been working on this owl piece too. I haven't gotten as much time to work on it, but I need to do more ink work, and then I'm gonna go in with some probably a little bit warmer of a gouache and go in and kind of detail all the candles here too. But yeah, this one too. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. I keep forgetting. It's tough to keep that track of the crap. But for the most part, this is a ink wash, and I've been taking progress shots of it, so I'll have that on my Patreon too. If anybody wants to see the processes of a lot of this stuff. Usually I'll do pencil, then I'll do marker flats, then I'll do colored pencil on top of that, and then I'll do pastels. Funny enough, pastels. But they all work really well together. Mixed media, man, it's great. Oh, absolutely. Name That Girl, thank you so much for coming, man. Thanks for the raid, and I hope if you were hungry, you get some food. Because I know streaming, man. Streaming makes you hungry, and like all the hours dip away, and then all of a sudden you're eating your hand. Half moose, half elf cop. Moose elf cop, next up box. I've seen cat cams and dog cams, but what's a Galvasaur? That's a Galvasaur, but usually we have a ham cam, and I'll show you what my ham cam is. It's, he's not here right now because he's actually...
What are you talking about?
Ham cam.
Oh.
Ham Cam is our hamster, Kukui. But for the moment, he's not awake. He's been waking up super late lately and staying up super early. So that'll come back when he comes back. So when he gets on a regular sleep schedule, which I'm sure will be after New York Comic Con, we'll have him back. But yes, Ham Cam. Okay, Zeptod, but just remember to think on that name, okay? At least give you a couple days, whatever. Think about it. It's like a tattoo. Oh, thank you, Fallen. I don't know. Sorry, girl. That's alright. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's okay. It's okay. Ham Cam is blank. I know, because his camera and he's all the way over there, but he's asleep and it's boring and I don't want you to have to watch that. I don't know. Oh no, crats. Are you a fan of mukbang? Have you heard of mukbang? I don't know why I'm using the quotes from mukbang, but it sounds bad, I guess, if you don't know what it is. People are like, what? What's mukbang? Girl, what you talking about? Mukbang. It's apparently a Korean thing where people watch other people eat food. And it's funny because it's actually, I don't know if I told you this, it's a cultural phenomenon where Koreans are usually used to eating with people. And a lot of them live alone. So mukbang originally was for lonely Koreans to eat with people. But then sometimes you get the people that just like watching hot girls eat noodles or something. There's always that part, right? Isn't it mukbang? Am I saying it wrong? How are you supposed to say it? Yeah, if anybody knows the real way to say it, mukbang. Can anyone confirm that? Because I'll change it from here on out, but you gotta tell me if it's right or wrong. Well, at least if I say mukbang, you probably can Google it from how it sounds, right? At least if you're speak English, I don't know.
What the hell's a rerun?
A rerun?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on Twitch, they do reruns.
I think that's when they do the VODs.
Huh.
It's probably getting the name rerun at this point. I think it's that too, Polished. I'm pretty sure it's either, but that's where it stemmed from originally, was they were like, I don't know, I watched a whole thing about it because I was like, what is this? But Fanatics never prepared me for this. Help! Oh. So how's the stream you guys came from? What did she do tonight? She a game streamer? Creative streamer? Also, we like to ask our people here when you're here, what was the best and worst of your day? And if you need to rant or vent about something, come on. We talk about it. We talk. Oh, VODs with live chat. So you're watching yourself and talking to people about a stream you did over? Is that how it works? Ah, Liza's here! Hi, Liza. Oh, stippling rocks? Oh my god. Such patience. Oh, goodness. That's great. I might have to check her out then afterwards. I feel bad. I didn't know. I'm really bad at keeping up with other streamers, honestly. We kind of have our group that we found when we started, and we've kind of just stuck with that. Because we do a lot of conventions, so we don't usually have a lot of time to just watch streams, unfortunately. So we're not always doing that, but we really should more, because there are other great creative streamers other than our buddies we know. But, oh, that'd be great. But chat can interact around. Oh, it makes sense for games. I think for creative it might be a little bit weirder. I don't know. Here's where I laid down some paint. Does anyone have a comment about that brush stroke? Like, I don't know how much you could, you know. Oh, Tad. Tad. Was it a good day, though? Do you like doing the backgrounds? I mean, oh, that's great. I'm gonna have to follow her. Apparently she was following me already. Which is crazy. It's always weird, especially like when you go to a con and you meet someone and you find out you're following them but you didn't recognize them in person or something, and then there's this awkward moment. I don't know, it feels awkward, but then you just gotta fess up and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. You know, and just go from that. Start doing mukbang. Mukbang. Ted, could you go back?
Oh, excuse me. Oh, crap.
Always in threes. Always. Welcome to the age of the internet. Really tired and disoriented? Kratz, you might need to go to sleep.
Oh,
You can go to sleep.
unless you are in a car, in a garage, and the garage is closed.
Whoa.
And the car is on.
Gabe.
Then
Gabe.
open the garage door,
What?
please.
Why did you go there?
That's the only other explanation I can think of for being that way.
This man is dark! Jesus. Gabe got dark. He went there, you guys. He went there. Oh, they're tired because they just woke up.
Oh.
So you went a little bit too south for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus. That's crazy, Gabe. That's crazy, bruh. A little long, but not bad. That's good then. I mean, if it's a long day, that's okay. Because some long days can be good. You know, it could be a good long day, just tiring, you know. I'm glad it hasn't been a bad long day. You know? Could be a lot worse, I guess. What did we do today? Oh, you want to see how exciting my life is? Here we go. Oh man. I also, if you want kind of stupid, cheesy, dumb things that my Insta story is just full of dumb stuff. I'll show you. I'm also selling a guinea pig cage if anybody wants that. But this was my day. This is what I did. Gabe was all like, man, I wish we had something to hang all the utensils from. And I was like, yo. So we can't use any like 3M stuff because usually I'd use the 3M hooks. But since we can only do it from the top of that because it would rip the paint off and we live in an apartment, we can't really do that. We can't use screws either. So I had to think, what's the most unabrasive thing we could use that would not really touch anything? I was like, oh, tension rod, right? Yo! If you don't know what a tension rod is, you need to reacquaint yourself. They're wonderful things where it's just a rod that you basically twist once you get it into place, and it is held up just, whoa, from tension. So you put that up, and then I went and I got some, like, shower hooks, right? But they have to be the shower hooks that have a hook on both ends, okay? Otherwise, you won't be able to put anything on them. And then I hung up the stuff. So it is not pretty, but damn is it functional, and that's all I care about. So that was today. Let's see. Earlier in the week, I've just been on like a, I don't know, home improvement spree here. This is our trash can in our bathroom. Now, if you think about it, a lot of this stuff in your bathroom is basically recyclable anyway. So it's basically a recycling trash, but it was this low to the ground. It was maybe a foot tall, right? And you see all this stuff, like, it just falls. Things usually fall outside of it, and I was like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. This is crap. So what I did is I got this smart friggin' idea to make this, this thing. Get a good picture of it. I went to Menards. I got a giant PVC pipe. Then I got a giant PVC connector that has an extra little connector thingy coming out of it, so that if you're on the toilet, let's say doing your Q-tip ears, right? Because I got long ears, I gotta clean this shit. You do it, you can just plop, and it goes right in this thingy here, right in there, right? But if you're over here at the sink, you just throw things in the top. Ain't no thing, like whatever, right? So it's pretty dope. I'm just saying. And then you put the bag right there, so you can put it in either one. Anyway.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, and it was cheap. It was like less than a regular trash can. So if you have any questions on how to live life better, I'm right here. Just so you know. Tuesdays and Thursdays. What up? No, not a guinea pig maze, just a regular guinea pig cage. I used it for my hamster because he's a big boy. He's a big round boy. He might have been dark, but he might have just saved a life. True.
Oh.
You might have saved a life.
How to save a life.
Oh yeah, sketches for Inktober. Get it, Tad. Get it. Wow, look at. How do you cut the holy side of the paper if it's not, like, perforated? What are we talking about, Liza? Are you talking about my paper? This paper? Oh, a guillotine. If you don't know what a guillotine is, it's one of those paper cutters with the giant blade on it that you could easily chop your arm off of in high school. Yeah, one of those. So we've got 3 of those. The smallest one we have is way small. It's super cute. It's this guy. Eee! So we have one that's this big. It does like 4x6s. And then the next size up is, I think, it's It's over a foot. I think it's like 15 to 18 inches, somewhere in there. And then the biggest one we have is 2 feet by 2 feet. It's huge. It's like the ones in high school. They could cut off a toddler's arm, basically. Not that I'd know. I got a little more into music. Ah, gotcha, Zep. Gotcha. So yeah, for this one, because usually, actually the paper behind it is that Strathmore with the cowboy on the front. Usually that's perforated. This one, though, isn't. So I have to use the guillotine, but I do get way up close to these so that they still get a lot of the paper. It's still 7 by 10.
I don't think he's a cowboy.
Isn't he?
Pretty sure he's just a Native American dude.
He's a Native American cowboy.
They have names.
No, he's a Native American cowboy.
Is he?
Yeah.
He is a ranger.
I'm not just going to say that he's a Native American, because Native Americans don't all wear cowboy hats. Native American cowboy. Adjectives. I got worried about not having done any traditional framing, so I did a lot. Yeah, Ebony, that means you got to keep going. Okay, keep going until you feel comfy. Like I said, keep a 50-50 if you can. I'd say 60-40 is still okay, but once you get to 70-30, one way or the other, you got to pull back. Even if it's 70, traditional, which is good, but you still need to keep that digital edge to stay relevant, But that's still good. Keep going. I'm just saying, Doom. It's possible. Es possible.
You could probably cut off a normal person's hand, too.
You'd have to hack it a bit.
Real hard.
Yeah.
But definitely...
You could get there.
You could probably get an entire hand off, probably.
At least a
fingers.
hand. I mean, my wrist is pretty small.
Definitely fingers you can get rid of.
Gabe could get a good 2 or 3 hacks onto this and they'd be off. Pretty sure. Digital edge. I don't know.
That sounds like the name of a company that makes DVD
Software.
menus. Or software, yeah.
Like Dolby Digital Sound. We should try it. Did you guys see that one episode of The Office where Dwight and Nellie they play chicken with if Dwight can cut off Nellie's hand because of Hammurabi's code? It was good. But it's The Office, so it was always good. Always good. So good. Is anybody here to go to conventions? Other than us? And Tad? And Doom, because I know Doom does.
Oh yeah, we drag them back over here and we cut off their hands.
So the refusal to pay for commissions thing, I have about 40 commissions to do. I'll show you guys real quick my commission board. I used to do a bunch of mentorships on how do you manage your commissions and how do you start Twitch, how do you do conventions and all that junk. I've taken a break from them recently because I don't have any time. But this is my commission board, just so you know. So these are the ones I'm going to be doing. These are the ones that are being penciled. Those are color. This is the shipping area. Each one of those is a different con. These are all Etsy. So I have a different board for Etsy, different board for cons. Each one of those is a different stack. Alright? So, and then a couple by Xmas. Some who haven't gotten me info yet. Naughty, naughty. But everything else, I have comprehensive, commission slips I have people fill out. And most recently, if you get a pet commission, it could take up to a year is my waiting time, though I say that's worst case scenario. And if you're familiar with Twitch, I can do yours on stream, obviously, so I usually use that as a nice little selling point. I want Christian Slater there for a nice little selling point. Ooh, Zenko, get amped up. You can do it. Shows aren't a really big deal, especially after you've done maybe 2 or 3. I feel like they all have a similar feel to them, but every show is going to be different, even if it's the same show the next year. They're always different, but there is like this line in there that's always the same. Like there's some things you can always expect. That's why there's con bingo, which is a thing. Yeah, sorry if that made you sick, Eliza. Not my intentions. Let's see. So he's gonna be a shiny boy. Shiny boy. 4 locals, then stopped. So I feel like once you've done a few local, move to a more medium, and then go to a large, and then pick your battles in between. So Gabe and I actually started weeding out a lot of smaller shows and anime cons, because once you do enough shows, you figure out your demographic, right? So my demographic doesn't go to anime shows, so why would I go to an anime show after I've figured out who my demographic is? And once you figure that out, it becomes a lot easier to shop around for shows and be like, nope, can't do this one again, it's not my demographic, blah, blah, blah. Granted, each year it could be different, but usually they don't deviate too much because a lot of it is the content and kind of what they're selling. So if you're at an anime shows always have basically the same vendors. You can always assume the same merch is going to be at every anime show. Comic cons can be different depending on their size, but then shows like Gen Con and Dragon Con can be toss-ups because they have different demographics that go to them because of the gaming aspect. And that usually throws a wrench in things, which is a good thing in our case. Gen Con's actually my best show now, with Dragon Con is a close second, but I mean, with how I am, and I haven't been to Fairy Con yet. Fairy Con's gonna be my first time there this November. I actually got invited there, so that'll be really fun because I've been thinking that I'd do well at Fairy Con for obvious reasons. I'm always the elf at every convention. I'm in a little tree at my booth, so it seemed like a no-brainer to be like, hey, I should be at Fairy Con, so we'll see how that goes. And that's in November. So, anyway. Oh, Doom Clovers, yeah! So locals can be good and bad. I would highly advise to not do Wizard World cons, and if you're in the Midwest, there are certain cons you shouldn't do either because of the guy that runs them. But, other than that, I mean, trying other ones, it could change every year. If it's a small con, though, the problem with that is usually it changes leadership pretty often because it's usually volunteer-based and stuff, so usually smaller cons are really haywire with just their correspondence. Even the day of the show, it can be crazy because no one's talking to anybody. It's run by volunteers. Local shows can be a headache, so just be prepared for that if you do want to do local ones. Gabe and I have gotten to the point where we've whittled down, like I said, our demographic, and we know which shows are our favorites. So for us, it's Gen Con, Dragon Con, Emerald City for sure. ASEN's pretty good because it's close to home for us. C2E2 is amazing, also close to home. A couple weren't good for us. SuperCon's not good for us. Heroes isn't good for us. What other one did we go to that wasn't good? Oh, AwesomeCon wasn't good this year, but we think it's just because of Easter. But even so, when it was good, it still wasn't worth a 14-hour drive, so we're not going to do that one again. And we're skimming down next year. I think this year it was like 1 to 2 shows a month. I don't want to do that next year. It's too much. So,
I think we're going to cut back to like 1 every 2 months, maybe?
Which would be nice, yeah. But we will be at Anime Milwaukee in February.
That's
that's
down the street.
Yeah, that's a good local one, actually. We're lucky. Yeah, Uber. Dragon Con is the one that Wade goes to. We had fun with Wade. At where did we go to with him? Gen Con too. Wade was at Gen Con. We had dinner with Wade at Gen Con. We saw him at Dragon Con. Wade's great. We love Wade. Oh, bye, Doom. Thanks for coming. Con bingo. Yeah. Oh Lord. The con bingo is stuff like someone sets something on your table, or for the ladies, guy stays at your table for like over 45 minutes. And, you know, sometimes they come back. I think my running time was 1.5 hours for one guy once. And that was at an anime con. So I'm glad to be cutting back on those. I mean, a lot of the people are great at anime cons, but they also have a lot of people that are very hard to deal with.
Socially awkward. Like they
Yeah.
they don't understand social cues. Like, okay, it's time for you to go because I have to talk to people.
And then I feel like a jerk because I kind of have to hush them along and all that sort of thing. But they do have very nice people as well. What other ones were we thinking of? Oh, Con Bingo. So someone, I said somebody leave something on your table. Someone asks you to hold something so they can take a picture with somebody.
Or somebody just puts their stuff on your table so that they can take a picture.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was saying about put something on your table.
Yeah.
I've had somebody spill beer in front of my table.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny. That was Dragon Con last year, which I was okay with. It just smelled like beer all weekend and it sucked, but it was okay though. At least it wasn't on the art. There's just so many little things that reoccur.
There's they're out of money.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'd totally buy this if I hadn't spent all my money.
Yeah.
And you look at what they're holding and it's fan art, and you're like, okay, that's where the money went. Oh, for anybody here, I'm not gonna go into my rant, but for anybody that wants to understand why fan art is a bad thing or selling it's a bad thing, please go to that website. That's all I'll say. Okay. See, our Con Bingo is based around just being an attendee. One boy. Oh! Oh, yeah, oh my god, the anime pillows. Oh my god. That's a good one, too. Yeah, no, so, Tad, do you know who Sam Flegel? He made it, right?
Yeah.
So, we had been talking about, like, me and Von House and Gabe had all been talking about making a Con Bingo, but Sam Flegel actually went and did it and passed it out at Gen Con. And he had a bunch of different copies of it, and it was great. All of them were on point. Some were a little bit more female-based, but I think that's okay.
I think his wife also helped with it.
Yeah, she did, but it was great. Tad, that's right. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't bring those there.
Oh, yeah.
He brought them to Gen Con. Dragon Con, oh my god, you would have done so much better with those. Because I didn't get as many of those at Gen Con, because Gen Con is I'm going to say it's a refined con. It really is.
Yeah, there are
like the age group, the type of people that go, it's more refined. Dragon Con has that Comic Con, Anime Con, Gamer Con mix. Yeah, and cosplayers for sure. So you get a bigger mix of people. So I feel like those would have done so much better there. Yeah, Sam's Bingo's great. But I really wish I had had it at Dragon Con and not Gen Con. Because like I said, it was harder to hit those at Gen Con. Yeah, retailers do have bingo. Yep. Oh, you bet we do. We get some people, and, you know, you gotta think of your con etiquette as an attendee. Like, don't stand in front of someone's table if you're not looking at their stuff. Okay? Like, if you're waiting in a line, try to make it go out into the hall. I know it sounds worse, but instead of going in front of someone's business, you know? Think about that if that were on a street. Right? Being in front of someone's door instead of, like, around it, you know?
Or if, like you have a coffee shop and you've got people from, like, the Apple store pouring into your store because...
Oh, that might be okay,
there's nowhere else to stand.
Because that's the demographic.
No, I know, but there's nowhere else to stand, but they're not buying coffee. They're just there for the new phone, but they're like...
Hey, man, they might buy coffee.
Yeah.
It's hipsters. You never know. But yeah, that sort of thing. But there is con etiquette. I mean, it's just basic politeness, though, I feel like. But some people seriously lack that. So, yeah, we made the bingo to kind of laugh it off and deal with it. Because sometimes it's crazy. Some people, the inconsideration level is pretty nuts. It can get pretty crazy. But otherwise, yeah. You gotta laugh at your job sometimes, right? And I mean, we have a group that kind of goes around together, and maybe you guys have seen it or whatever, or heard from it, but like, Sam Flegel's kind of part of it, I guess. He's on Pete's end of it.
Yeah, he doesn't like...
Because of the one fantastic week
Yeah,
thing.
but he doesn't seem to touch base with...
He doesn't, but
I don't think he does as many
Pete
shows.
does, and he's like third tier out from our main group, which is like Tim Van Rieden, Key, Skaki, me and Gabe lived with all them for like 2 years. Sketch Geek, Art of Price, Jonas Goonface. I'm gonna include Jonas. And then there's a ton of people that are also part of it that are like, as we go to cons, they'll kind of gel up, and we'll all kind of gel apart when we leave, and then gel up again, and it's cool because then you have a community, you know, as you're con hopping, we say. The boom boxes and the backpacks, that's Gabe's button.
That's my button.
If there's one con button for Gabe, it's that. He hates
do not
that.
want to, like, even if it's a cool song that
it doesn't
I
matter.
like,
It's
doesn't matter.
like they're imposing. It'd be like somebody walking down an aisle, like with a boombox of someone spouting like religious stuff. Like it's that level, you know, where it's like that could be rubbing someone the wrong way. You're imposing what you like onto other people right now. That's not okay. And you're interrupting people like selling. Are you serious? Like that's so inconsiderate. It's crazy. If you're one of those people, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. It's not cool. Yes, invasive. That's a good word for it. Hi, some random gay. How are you?
Oh, I read some random guy. Wow. That was weird.
I only knew it said gay because of what he said.
Oh.
And I was like, I bet that says some random gay instead of guy. It's totally annoying. And for us, you don't look cool. You never look cool. So if you're passing by us and I'm trying to make a sale, usually me and the customer will follow you and be like, are you serious? Like with our gazes. Because it's never cool. You know, maybe once in a while you'll get somebody doing this right next to you, but it lasts like 2 seconds. The rest of us hate you. Seriously.
I've started to like tell, excuse me, can you turn that down, please? Like,
you got to tell them why, though.
yeah.
You got to say place of work, place of business,
Yeah.
take it elsewhere. Like, a lot of people just don't know.
And I want to say, like, nobody wants to hear your shit, dude.
Gabe's mean sometimes. He wouldn't do that, though.
Do you have headphones? I'm
Here-
going to start
here.
carrying around some headphones.
Here's
I'm
some
actually-
headphones.
Some, like, dollar headphones from the dollar store. I'm like, here. Hey, buddy. Here. These are called headphones. So
Are
then
you
nobody can listen to
familiar?
your shit. Yeah, see? Now everyone is happy. You're ruining my experience.
I told you it's Gabe's button. Mine is fan art. Gabe's is also fan art, but his is also the button.
The nightclub starts at 8. Why
rave.
are you...
The anime rave.
I want to pull out John Malkovich. And you're like,
Why
are you here? Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of the building.
That wasn't bad. Have you been working on your John Malkovich?
No, I keep channeling that commercial. Who the fuck is John Malkovich? Why the fuck does he
wait.
have my website?
That was Squarespace, right?
So was it Square?
Yeah. We try not to swear on Cloverkin
Yeah.
Stream. But once in a while, it's necessary.
It's John Malkovich. You have to.
Merry Christmas, happy birthday, here's some headphones. Get the fuck out. Some people at the gym do that too. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I bet over in the weight lift. Because the people in the cardio, we know what's up. We're not going to play. No. I don't understand the women in the locker room talking on the phone. Like, right now? Really?
You know what? You know what?
Oh no! Gabe's going to lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I told him that he cannot come around me anymore because those are not his kids. No. Yeah. And someone, I know, it's fucked up, right? They're like, I told him, and I'm like, I can't understand what he's saying. I'm
right
as close.
here.
I'm as close as you are to the fucking phone. How can you understand that lady? You no, like this. No, and like no.
Wah, it's
I
like
wanna
Charlie Brown.
I want,
Wah,
yeah, I want to take their
wah,
hand
wah.
and do this. There you go. Yeah, okay, that's how phones work, lady. I don't understand. Like, I don't need to hear your fucking conversation. And sorry.
Gabe's lit.
No more
Gabe
sorry.
is lit.
But I don't understand that. I don't understand. Like, and I think it's because of the chirp culture. Remember chirp? Not Netflix. Remember the Nextel? Remember Nextel? You don't remember this when people had cell phones and it was
Oh, the walkie-talkie.
the walkie-talkie cell phone, right?
Yes, I remember this. I hated it.
And
hated it
so then Boost Mobile came around, and they're like, "Yo, we got Nextel. That means you can chirp with your homies, right?"
It was called chirping?
Yeah, because it would be like, you know, and then it'd be like, "Yo," and then it'd be like, "Hey, right?"
They all sounded like Sylvester Stallone. That was
and then and then the worst part is they're like, "What? It's not what?" Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Thank you for the bits, random.
Oh, and it's like, oh my god, like, and I think it's because of that culture. Like, these people continue to do that. They continue to use it in speakerphone. I don't understand.
I gotta be fair though. Like my phone, I just like being on speaker as well. But I talk on the phone once a month, and it's like if it's something crazy, I don't even talk to my damn family. Nothing. If I get a call, it's the doctor. Okay, something. It's like, but I like hearing it without my ear. I don't know. Anyway.
You know, I'm sorry. If you are one of those people that does this thing that I'm talking about,
I'm so mad.
I would love to hear the explanation as to why you think it's appropriate for other people to listen to your fucking conversation. I don't understand it. Can you please, right now, definitively explain it to me, man? I don't get it. Please.
Oh God. Oh, wait, Tad, are you saying that Heather got a warning from Twitch to put on a mature thing because of you, or she just flipped over to it because you were just doing it so much? Because I might have to if this is gonna happen.
No more.
They don't really tell you what the mature is for, because they don't necessarily say swearing.
Yeah, it's not like they have boobs now.
Yeah, they say content, so... boobs? I don't know.
Boobs. Can't even say it.
Gabe can do a lot of accents. It's pretty good.
I can try.
He can do Australian and
Australian is a lot
Irish.
harder. Doing Australian is a lot harder. They do a lot of weirder things. I can't do that one.
You have to be into it for a while, but you can be good. His Chris Walken is really good, but everybody says that Chris Walken's good, but he's usually really good with his. I
know people. I'll hear like, this is how, like I'll be in a group of friends at a show, and they're like, see what you're doing is you can't come in here like this and talk to me like this.
It's almost like, oh man,
all the time.
That's really good.
They're like, yo, really check out this Christopher Walken, and I'm like, and then I come up and I pull the people. Friend, you're doing it wrong. It's all wrong. You have to slow down your talking. You have to use larger words like impediment. I can't do it right now. I'm a bit struggling. I can't. Right now, I'm not doing it very well because I haven't done it in a while. But
needs more cowbell.
It does. It just doesn't sound right.
You gotta go a little lower. You'll be there.
Lower.
It's always good when you organically go into it because you're already there and you're already low.
Yeah, I try.
But it's good. It's still good. But you're right. Everybody just does the timing. They got its timing, sort of, but they want to get through it so much that they speed it up more than it has to be. So
it's like young walking.
Dude.
It's
Google right now. Google young Christopher Walken.
He's very handsome.
He looks just like Scarlett Johansson. It's so messed up. You're gonna get a confused boner, man or girl. Google it. It's weird. He looks just like her. I don't know. It is the strangest thing. If you didn't know this and I just showed you, I'm so sorry. I've probably ruined something. I know I have. So, anyway, that's why I have to bestow to you this evening. I think I'll just make him kind of sparkly in some areas, but not overdo it. So, when doing something that's made out of sparklies, okay?
Sparkly.
Even the things that, let's say glitter, alright? Even glitter has downtime, okay? So, the glitter would actually glit. Is that? I want to say that's the present tense of glitter. When it glits, it's usually on a bump or a curve, or if it's in direct light, right? It's similar to how I treat a chainmail for those who are usually on my stream and they've seen me do chainmail. Similar to that. Is he up? Was that the baby?
I don't know.
Oh my god. But yeah, if anybody Googled young Chris Walken, let me know how you feel. So like on these areas that would puff up, like on his cheeks that he's smiling, under his eye, his eyebrows, any of these areas, they're gonna have that glit. And they're gonna puff out, right?
Glit turds.
Gabe. Inappropriate.
They're the sparkly ones.
Those. So if anybody likes Gabe's steez right now and likes what Gabe's about, I'm not saying you do, but if you do, you can also watch his streams, which I will tell you are a little bit more risque than he's being right now. So if you do like a little bit more grit and grime in your stream.
Look, if you like watching Comedy Central after midnight, that's me.
Basically.
Right?
Yeah.
Ashley is like
I'm
PBS?
reading the kids book right now. Yeah, I'll be PBS. But I don't know.
But sometimes it's PBS after midnight. So
what is that even?
it gets a little bit raunchier. Sometimes they
Does it?
Yeah, sometimes they'll show like Romeo and Juliet, the one where they showed her boob. You know?
You mean like documentaries?
No, it was like the 70s version of Romeo and Juliet. You don't remember that one?
No, man.
You don't remember this one?
No.
You show her boob.
70s? Like,
It was the 70s one.
there's just one? They
I
only
don't
made
know.
one Romeo and
I don't know,
Okay.
probably. All I remember was that the teacher
You
had
don't
to.
seem to know a lot.
The teacher knew exactly when the boob was going to come out, and she stopped it.
Oh,
Fast
I'm sure
forward a
she's
bit.
seen it a bunch.
Oh yeah.
It's a teacher, damn it.
Yeah.
They've seen those things like a million times.
Yep.
Just waiting for it. Wait, boobs are educational.
And then one kid was like, I think it was like freshman year, and then one kid was like, raised his hand. I forgot the teacher's name, but it's like, Miss Johnson, guys, come on. Like, can everybody raise their hand if you have not seen a tit in your life? Come on. I mean, I've seen my mom's boobs more times than I care to mention.
So he was upset about the censorship.
He was upset that she had to go stand in front of the thing, like, stop it. And then somebody was like, yeah, I don't appreciate the deterioration.
Were they all boys?
Yeah, they were all just jokesters. And one was like, I don't appreciate the deterioration of the cinematic escape here and the quality. I'm completely drawn out of it now. I don't even know. I can't follow the story anymore.
I can't follow the story anymore.
Because, like, she stops the video, so
Yeah.
it's like, no, it's just too ruined.
It's ruined.
Yeah.
I
What's
can't go
happening?
back. I don't know. I can't go back.
I can barely understand what they're saying, because they're all talking, like, old talk.
Old talk.
Come on.
And it wasn't even the DiCaprio version?
No.
No.
To thou is thou naked upon my bosom? What?
I was
Bro.
supposed to see a bosom. They said bosom. I was supposed to see it.
Just say, do you want to see my breasticles?
But we digress.
That's what you get in my show.
Basically, that's a good synopsis, Gabe. A little long-winded,
Breasticles.
but about there, yeah. His is marked mature.
It's not.
Mine is, yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It was. Why'd you
Never-
take it off?
Never has been.
Yes, it was.
No way.
I put it on at one
No
point.
way, no how. Not my channel, my problem.
Gabe's lit right now, and I don't know why. Not on my channel.
It's because
you
I have
can't
to
be more
piss.
lit than me.
I
Nope.
have to piss.
Oh, go pee.
To piss.
Go.
Of chocolate
Go.
in the
No,
fridge.
I know how you get. Go pee.
Hey, I ain't saying I have 2 pieces of chocolate in the fridge. I know, I will.
No.
Listen,
you're
I
gonna
have to
get-
finish the skeleton.
No, you don't. You're
Look
gonna
at
get
he's
weird.
a beautiful. I
You're
call
gonna
him
get
Larry.
weird. Go.
His name.
Go.
His name was Larry. He's a wonderful boy. But then he went to war, Vietnam. Never came back the same. No?
Get out of here. Go
He
pee.
had a bullet
Go pee.
in his scrotum.
Did you say squirrel or scrotum?
I said squirrel. He had a tattoo
Go to the
above his
bathroom.
left ass cheek.
Hey, gonna start throwing shit.
That was the squirrel.
Does anybody have any questions? When I went to Create Page, it shows business or brand versus community or public figure. That depends on what you see yourself as, really. I thought mine said artist. Is artist an option? Well, you're going for gaming, though. You'd be public figure then. If you are your character for your streams, then yeah, public figure. Business or brand? Yeah, I think you're just... Because business or brand would be like, Baskin Robbins. Are soft pastels toxic? Eliza, why did you eat one? They should say if they are or not on the thing. I think Eliza ate a pastel.
Oh no. Eliza, no. It is not chalk candy.
I mean, it's close, but it's not quite there. I don't know. That's a question for Google. Yeah. Not for me. Oh yeah, Carol, go check Google there, okay? They might they know better than I would. Okay.
What's that website? The Witch Doctor? What's it called?
It's the Google.
The
you
Google
type into
Doctor?
Google and
I'm surprised they don't have that.
you get answers to all the things.
Doctor.google. Bye, Mama.
Mama, thank you for the sub.
Come on, why hasn't Google made a WebMD thing?
Because they don't want to be accountable for that shit. Who does?
It's the best.
Damn it, Eliza. Damn it.
You don't even call me
You're
anymore.
beyond help, girl. I can't help you now. You've gone past the threshold. Todd the Wraith. I told the witch doctor I need answers from you. Bum 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 bum. Hello, Todd. Welcome.
Toad.
I always think of that. What is that? Is that a... It's a chipmunk, right? The thing?
What?
That's still a chipmunk, yeah?
What thing?
Just never mind.
Oh my god. Wow, this is so weird. They're just putting the first episode of just random TV shows now?
Yeah, wasn't that weird?
That's so crazy.
That was so weird.
But that's really smart.
This show's coming up. Watch the entire first episode, I don't know, right now. And I was like, what? Because I started watching this clip earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, this looks cute. And it kept going. And then I looked at the time, the elapsed time, and I was like, oh my god, this is 20 minutes long. And it just looked like a regular little ad thing on the Facebook thing. And I don't know.
Yo, there's it.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. We all hear the song now. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay.
Well,
it's a cute song.
It's weird because there's a...
It's weird.
It's weird. There's a TV show and it's got Scarlet Witch.
Like a TV show?
Yeah, you can watch the first 30 minutes of it. I don't get it.
I want that Cholo stream so bad. Can I give you like $20 and you just do it?
No.
Hmm?
No.
No? See or no?
Weird.
Oh,
They have a My Hero Academia movie?
I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I don't care about anime anymore.
Wow, looks great.
Gabe and I tried to start watching Avatar. I've tried to watch Avatar, and I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the good TV show, right? Someone tell me it gets better because seriously, it's so kiddish. It's like meant for 12-year-olds or something.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody I know that's my age, well into their 30s, really likes it. Is that based off nostalgia? Is it going to be hard for us to watch now? Anime's so good. Ugh. It gets better. I was you. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm enjoying the manga, but it's definitely a manga.
See, Mike saying it didn't age well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I liked Evangelion. I liked Trigun.
Oh wait, sorry, I missed what the... I thought y'all were still talking about...
I'm just talking about anime in general. So you know what I like. I don't like Naruto. I don't like Inuyasha. I didn't like, I wasn't a big fan of Bebop. It was good, but I didn't love it, right? I like a lot of old anime.
I can't do One Piece. That's too manic for me.
I liked Attack on Titan. I did. The sub version, I saw the first season. I liked that. That was probably the newest anime I liked. But now, I tried to watch Black Butler once. That was the most flaming trash I have put my eyes and ears in a long time. It was so, like, I can't watch anime that is a caricature of anime.
That's where
it's like, yo, you can't do the thing, I must do the thing first. You know, and it, like, anytime somebody makes fun of anime, and that's the actual anime, I can't do it. I can't. It has to be better than that. Rise above.
I think the only reason that I'm enjoying...
oh yeah, and all Star were great. Yeah.
I think the only reason I'm enjoying what's it called? My Hero is because it is down my road of like superheroes, you know, and
it's like Naruto.
It is, I'm also reading this other one. It's like it's a manga, but it's they're like firemen, but they there's like in this world everyone. This is like a select amount of people that just spontaneously combust and they turn into like fire demons.
Okay.
And it's a great concept. So there's like specialized firefighting units that go in to fight these like fire units.
So they're exorcising demons as well as putting out fires?
Yeah, and they they have like a priest.
That.
They have like a priest girl with every firehouse.
Okay, but this is bordering on Hellsing too. Hellsing was good.
But it's like it's both that and the My Hero. The main character wants to be the hero. I want to be a hero. I want everyone to know I want to be the guy.
The only reason I would end up liking that is if he didn't turn out to be the hero.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I would give that a shot. If I knew he wouldn't turn out the hero, then I'd be like, all right. But if he does, nah.
See, and in the original Dragon Ball, as I grew up, I came to figure out that Dragon Ball Z is just, it's like, I'm trying to think, it's like Madden, you know, like the video game, or not Counter-Strike, but
leave Counter-Strike out of this.
Or what's the other ones? The one that it's like Call of Duty. Yeah, the campaign is good, right?
Yeah.
But really, that's like a little piece of the thing, all right? And the part of Dragon Ball Z that's really good is when you finally get after your 16 episodes of them grunting.
But did Dragon Ball have different studios doing different parts of it?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Call of Duty, Infinity Ward, those ones are the good ones. The ones made by Treyarch. Oh, I'm looking at you, Black Ops. You suck.
But no, I'm saying like the only thing I liked about those, like I played 1 or 2 of them, the Call of Duties, and the only thing I liked about them was the game part. What is it called?
Campaign.
The campaign. But then when it got to like multiplayer shit, like I can't do that. No, that to me is like 3 episodes of them powering up. That's what that is to me, right?
What's Violet Evergarden?
Berserk. I read the first manga. I want to keep reading that because it's just balls to the wall, like crazy shit. It is really cool. I would definitely like to just get that whole set.
Wait, Blood Plus, the old one that was on a VHS that was like Blood the Last Vampire? That one? But which one's Blood Plus?
Hunter.
I enjoyed DBZ. I really did.
And so that's what I was going to get at, is that as I got older, I realized that Dragon Ball was so much more creative and inventive, and shit actually happens from episode to episode. It was so good. But like Hunter x Hunter.
Tad, I'm 32. Of course I remember VHS. No, I was taping shit off of VHSs we rented onto Beta. My dad had a VHS and a Beta, and I would copy them from one to the other. I would spend my summers in my basement recording music videos off of MTV and VH1 because I had no life. And it was great. I loved it.
My best friend when I was a kid had a laser disc, and I'd always bug him to watch Labyrinth because he had that shit.
No way.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yo, can we watch Labyrinth?" Like, I don't want to watch that shit again. Come on, man. Come on.
You did not.
Yeah, Kevin had Labyrinth. Yeah, and I always ask.
I'm more confused that you liked it before I was in your life.
Oh no, man! Like Labyrinth, top movies.
Can you hear the Y?
Huh?
You say labyrinth.
Labyrinth?
Yeah, but
Labyrinth? Yeah, no, Labyrinth was like one of my top favorites because I never got to see it.
Why?
It's just
Your mom?
No. It was never around. Like it wasn't on TV ever. And every once in a while maybe it was on. You know, and I didn't own it. It's not. I didn't think as a kid. I didn't think
you could own movies.
I can go buy that movie if I save up my money. I can go buy that. No, I thought, yo, I got $5. I'm going down to the fucking hardware store,
cigarettes.
And I'm getting all the chocolate and cigarettes that I can buy. I didn't really get cigarettes, but
do you remember candy cigarettes though?
Oh yeah.
How many of you guys remember candy cigarettes?
They still got them.
It's crazy.
And as I got into my early teens, I realized that I started figuring out that there was comics. So I'd give my buddy money to buy me comics because he would go every Wednesday. But then there was a pen shop, and I started buying markers there.
So I like Full Metal. I love it.
Yeah.
The end of it, I hate.
Bullshit.
I have to watch Brotherhood, though. I haven't done that yet because I'm hoping the end of that is different than the end of the original one because I don't like the ending of the original one. No one say it, but I'm just saying. Yeah, Tad, do I really look young for 32? Shut up. Gabe's 38. Don't forget.
Well, I think we don't
You can't
party.
beat out Gabe, Tad. Unless you're 40. Are you 40?
We don't
Wade
party.
was 40, right? Was Wade 40? As I talk closer to the microphone.
Yes, he is.
Don't tell.
He's an older boy, but that's alright. He also doesn't really look that old.
Candy cigarettes were actually just candy. They'd have a hole in it though, where you'd blow and just candy smoke came out.
Well, it was like paper, like a paper wrapper around it.
No, not the ones I had. There were different ones. There were ones that were gum.
Yeah.
That had the paper.
Yeah.
There are other ones that were sticks, that were like candy sticks, like the big, the fun dip.
Yeah.
That stick, but they stuffed it with actual like.
Oh, I never had those. Huh. Interesting.
Kev's 40. That's okay.
Yeah.
You're 2 years older than Gabe.
Yeah.
See, with Gabe and I combined, we've got the youths and we've got the elderly. I'm not really a bridge to the youths. I pretend to be. It's not real. We're all living lies. It's those that can admit they're living a lie. You don't have to tell me your age, by the way. Twitch could get mad at me. But it's cool. Dude, since we've gone to anime cons, it's made me like anime less. It's made me want to search anime less.
I think the problem is that for me,
sometimes fandoms ruin things.
The fandoms are ruining things for me.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's how I might have felt about The Office for a while.
Really? Who did you know that was an asshole with The Office?
No, it's not that they were assholes about it. It's just that it was like, oh, everybody loves The Office.
I've never known anyone who watched it that talked to me about it. It was the weirdest thing. I didn't even know what it was till a couple years ago.
Well, so that's the thing though. Like, nobody talked to me about it, but like I said, it's the fandom. Like, I just didn't. I didn't care about it. It was too popular. I was being very snobby about it. It's like, it's too popular. Yeah. Which is a stupid reason to not like something, but when you get turned off by something, then that's it.
Don't get me started on Rick and Morty fandoms, Tad said.
That's another one. Can't.
Gabe works for Oni, so he knows.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I've watched
that all the time. When he works at the Oni booth, you get a lot of fans coming out.
Oh my god. Okay, so like Oni Press does they print the comics, like officially licensed Rick and Morty comics, right? Like the creators of the show say that, like, if you want more episodes, go read the comics because these are like sanctioned by us, like they're as good as the show, right? But that means that we get people come by and like people dressed as Rick.
Oh.
And they come up and like, hey, Morty, look, they made a comic about us. So we're always like, no riffing, no, that's illegal. We will come down on you and sue you. No riffing, no riffing. And they get like,
they get scared.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
And sometimes we're like, we're just joking. But sometimes we like at the end of the day, and we're freaking tired of hearing these people do that shit. We're like, no riffing, no, we're gonna sue you.
Go get the cease and desist.
Yeah.
Go get those. Go grab them. You gotta stay right here. We're gonna press charges on you right now. We're gonna collect your name, everything. We're gonna bust you. Oh my god.
No.
Zenko doesn't know what you mean riffing.
Riffing like they're just they're pretending to be that character. And it's like
wordplay. They're trying to banter.
Yeah, they're trying to. It's what is it called when the boom! Knock down the door, FBI.
Burt Macklin.
Not Burt Macklin, but
what?
Threat Level Midnight. Like when he was taking that class, it's like improv. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Like you're like, oh hey, look at this stuff.
They're just in character and they're trying to impress the writers.
Yeah.
With their, but they don't realize the writers have heard it all day, every con. Mm-hmm. I mean, just talk to them and tell them how much you like the property instead.
There was one guy we were at Gen Con, and there was one guy that came by, and he was like, hey, so you guys do the Rick and Morty comic? Okay. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow then. And we're like,
oh no.
Okay. It was very ominous. Like, I don't know if this dude's gonna come back and like do like bang bang, right? Or if he's gonna come back as Rick or Morty, right? I didn't know.
Guess that more.
I'm obviously he was gonna come back as Rick, but he's like, okay.
Cool.
I'll see you guys tomorrow then. And he said it in such a way it was like, what the fuck? What?
I'll make sure I'm not here then.
Yeah. And so he did come back, and he was dressed as Rick, and he did that thing where he was like, all right, and I recognized the dude's face because he looked like an idiot.
Okay.
I'm sorry, he just had that face.
What does that mean?
He
None of you have this face. Don't
None
worry.
of you have this face.
Whatever this face is.
I don't. It just if you saw him, you'd be like, "Oh, that guy's an idiot." I don't know. Or that guy's an a-hole. But maybe it's because he said that. Oh,
Gabe, just get on with it.
But we told him, "Hey, no riffing, dude. Please go. No riffing. Come on." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, he was probably looking up to that all night.
Yeah.
You just fucking crushed him.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, like, that's when I get like, you're gonna go to a show, man. Learn how to be a human being. Like I know,
ask, hey, can I show you guys my impression?
Oh yeah, but I know like sometimes it's hard for people to be, like not socially awkward and. It was like the end of the day, and I'm not the one who said, like no riffing. I wasn't saying that shit.
It was Kyle?
No, it was
Nate?
Damn it.
Nate?
No, Brad.
There's always a Brad.
No, Ted, you're already family, man. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh yeah, I bet Kev gets that sometimes too. Kev, you have to see people come in and just like emulate characters all the time, right? Comic book store, come on. You have to see that so much, I'm sure.
Yeah, Ted. They, I do feel like a lot of like Rick and Morty like fanatics are like self-assured, self-imposed geniuses. But I think it's also it's almost the same as Family Guy people.
Back in the day. Like when it was big.
It's almost the same thing.
Also, I want to just point out, I don't know anything about Rick and Morty. I don't know anything about the fan base. I just know they're aggressive.
They are aggressively in love.
That's all I know. I don't really know anything about anything, and every time I've tried to watch that damn show, I've had to turn it off. But everybody says, oh, you gotta keep trying. I'm like, okay. I'll keep trying. And I don't know. Is anybody else in my shoes? Like, you've kept trying to watch Rick and Morty and it's not sticking yet? I don't know. When does it stick? Like, what am I waiting for?
Was there something that we watched already that was like that? Well, I know like for you, when we first started watching The Office, it was a bit like that.
So The Office, though, had a learning curve.
Yeah.
And I was coming off of Parks and Rec high.
Yeah.
I highly suggest to never watch Parks and Rec before watching The Office. If you binge one before the other, make sure it's The Office first, then Parks and Rec. That'll be a nice, natural gradation. Otherwise, you're going to get mentally effed. Oh, Tad, so you're a fan. I see. So, double agent.
And I mean, I get it. Like, I've seen some of the episode.
But Tad, would you say it takes a while? Since you're a fan, you know, does it take a while to latch on? Like, if Rick and Morty is the teat, does it take a while for us as the baby to want it?
Like, I've seen maybe like the first 3 episodes, and I just was not feeling it.
So we're part of the supernatural fandom.
Yeah. But I think that was also...
You can't really explain that. That one is an investment.
Yeah.
That one, you have to care, which is weird because it takes a while. I've seen the whole thing maybe 2 or 3 times, and I've shown Gabe once.
I think you've got to understand, though, that it's supposed to be campy.
Oh, Galactica, you gotta try to watch it. I feel like Gabe and I don't obviously fit the mold of the fandom.
Not at all.
So, I mean, the fandom is Tumblrites that are younger, certain traits, things like that. But, yeah, Gabe and I love it to death, but you wouldn't know it probably.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a 13-year-old girl who loves big strapping boys.
But, I'd say give it a try for yourself. See how you feel. If you like supernatural-based things, like monsters and junk, they did a really nice take on it. Yeah, it gets a little campy at times, but that's why it's charming. It doesn't take itself too seriously, like with the fact they die and come back and everything. It makes fun of itself, which makes it super charming. That's my 2 cents.
But I think there's a reason that it's been on for like, what is it, 13 seasons now?
Oh, Todd. Yeah, it's up to...
It's like one of the longest running shows in history.
I think we're up to season 14 coming October. Just not out watching Monsters and Junk. Monsters and Junk. An anime. Like Sleepy Hollow. Do you like Constantine? Do you like... oh God. I'm going to date myself with this one. Do you like The Prophecy with Chris Walken? If you like any shows that feature angels, demons, do you like Preacher? If you like any of these shows and can appreciate a cute little banter thing between a couple guys, and it's like a buddy cop movie. It really is. It's a buddy cop thing. And they grow up together, and I feel like that's part of the sweetness. Because since it is so long running, you see them when they're wee babs. Yeah. And now they're like in their 40s, and it's kind of sweet. I don't know.
Do you believe in ghosts, specters, spooks?
Sci-fi based monsters. Okay, so you're more, well, with the name like Galactica. So you liked Farscape and Stargate and Star Trek and all that stuff, yeah? It's
definitely not your Farscape or even your Battlestar.
Yeah, Kev, right? I like those episodes. Or like, did you ever see the fanfic episode? That was great. That was fourth wall to the max. And they also had like 1 or 2 episodes where they went to like a supernatural convention. Those are great. They show up in the car and there's like 20 Impalas there. And it's so, it's aware. I like self-aware things. Didn't watch Constantine. It's cute. Yeah, it's good.
Or like, the movie Constantine, not the TV show.
Yeah, the movie. With Keanu Reeves, who does not fit Constantine whatsoever. Don't match it up with the actual Constantine comic and you'll be okay. Yeah, Zenko, you gotta catch up. 11 will be hard to get through, but after that you'll be okay.
Just pretend that it's like a bad fucking dream. That's all.
I don't know. I tried watching One American Horror Story and it's actually kind of boring. So I
It is a slow churn of a story.
Right, Eliza? So the people that did the fanfic play actually came out with a Ghostbusters parody like a week ago. So you can look that up. It's pretty cute. Cass is actually Janine, which is cute. Anyway. Dude, Stargate the movie was great. I still haven't seen the show.
The show was pretty good. I watched like the first few seasons. I don't remember anything about them anymore, but they were fun.
Who is it, Galactica? Usually people say it's like James Horner, James Newton Howard, what's his face? Dude from Star Wars, John Williams, Hans Zimmer, Danny Elfman. I'm naming all the composers I know. Alan Silvestri, he did Back to the Future and stuff. Thomas Newman, he did American Beauty and Road to Perdition. I know a couple things about composers.
Oh, well. Bear McCreary.
Oh, cute, Todd, really. Really, Tad? Doesn't that suck when they elongate shit? I hate that. It's like, this could have been nice and concise. No. Oh, Bear McCreary. Where have I heard McCreary before? He sounds familiar. Does he mainly do sci-fi stuff, though? Maybe I haven't heard his stuff before. Oh, I'm losing all my markers. You guys are getting me talking too much tonight. Hello, John the Studio.
John the Studio.
How are you? Are you good? Hey. A lot of genre stuff. I could see that. I mean, that's just a smart thing to do if you're, an artist. Just kind of stick to your genre if possible. Get good at what you do. Gabe's actually been having an identity crisis with his art. I just want to
Thanks, Mom!
Yeah, I just want to put that out there. Go play with the kids, Gabe. Maybe they'll tell you what kind of art you like.
Oh, okay.
Or art you do. I don't know.
You're an idiot. That's the kind of art you do. You're an idiot.
John's chillin'.
John
Sweet,
is
brah.
chilling.
Yes! I can't get too far in One Piece. I've never even seen One Piece, I'll be completely honest. I've never seen it.
I tried watching it several times. This is hard to get through. I think it's just anime in general is hard for me to get through because
Gabe's tired, he's slurring.
Well, I am.
Every time he slurs, he's tired.
I grew up watching anime on what's it called?
Basic Cable? Ronin Warriors!
Yeah, Ronin Warriors.
Woo!
No, like most of my
Sailor Moon!
most of my anime experience was not dubbed. So like I cannot stand
You mean
dubbed.
subbed?
Yeah, all my like Dragon Ball. I watched a lot of Dragon Ball subbed.
You hate subs now, though.
No, I don't like subs because I don't have time to read them.
He doesn't like reading.
What
do you mean, Tad? Oh, he does the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. soundtrack. Okay.
Ah.
Hey, I wanted to watch Outlander. Is that good?
Oh yeah.
I'm just getting tired of all the shows that are just violence, sex, violence, sex, violence, sex. Maybe a theme throughout. Like, I watched the first episode of Peaky Blinders because I really like Cillian Murphy. And they had 3 sex scenes, and they beat the ever-loving shit out of people twice. A couple people got shot. I get that maybe it's to hook you the first time.
Crime
It's
drama.
probably like Game of Thrones, which I just get sick of watching sex scenes because my problem with sex scenes is they're unnecessary typically. Completely. Like, I liked it in the 80s where they'd just show the people go down in the bed and then the camera would just pan off to the side and it's the next morning. I'm like, don't waste my time. Okay? I want story-driven shit. I don't want sex scenes. Ugh. I'm over it. I end up watching kids shows because I just want more story. Even if it's the simplest goddamn story, I don't even care. I watched Winnie the Pooh the other night. I was so happy. You don't understand.
TTFN.
Wow. Have you watched all those shows all the way through Galactica? Oh, Human Target. I remember seeing things for that. What if I don't have time to watch anime? Like I said, we tried to watch Avatar, but right now it's at this super kiddie stage. By the way, you can watch the entire series apparently on Nickelodeon.
Oh, it was the entire series?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
It's just got commercials.
Oh.
That's great, Galactica. What's your favorite? Out of everything you've ever watched, what's your favorite? Is it Galactica? Battlestar? Battlestar?
Battlestar.
Battlestar. Battlestar Galactica. I'm tired too, apparently.
What's better? Bears or Battlestar Galactica? Black bears.
I wanted to wait to watch Avatar until, like, I could watch the animation, and then I was like, you know what? I'm never going to have that time, so I'm just going to start watching it. And it is at least, you know, really lighthearted, which I like. I think that's another reason I just don't care for any of the shows that are in right now. They're super stressful. Like, that's why I stopped watching Game of Thrones. In all honesty, it was just super stressful. Like, here's a new person. Oh, wait, they're dead. Did you start liking them? Oh, they were the only cool person left in the world? Oh, well, move on. Mm-hmm. It's like, I gotta do that in real life, bro.
That's basically, Walking Dead, like, to a T.
Oh, but man, I still haven't gotten over the whole I hate zombies.
Oh.
I'm so sick of zombies. I was sick of zombies in, like, 2010. So, like, the fact this is still going, I don't know. I don't know how people are not fatigued of zombies. If people aren't fatigued of Batman, they're not going to be fatigued of zombies. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, I don't know how the people that go to a bunch of cons keep going to cons. You know? I don't get it. Like, Noelle, I don't know how she does it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how she does it. She has some serious love for this stuff.
Assassin's Creed 4, the movie. I don't even know what the hell is going on in Assassin's Creed. Now they're in, like, now it's Assassin's Creed 300?
What?
Is that what's going on now? Like, it's, like, there's Spartans. I think.
Wait, they're pulling a God of War? So, like, how God of War went Vikings, they're going Spartans?
Well, I mean, like, the God of War...
They were in Italian areas, right?
Well, it was Italy, and then it went to, like, pirates, and then it went... I don't know.
I heard the pirate one was good.
Yeah. I started playing the pirate one.
How'd that go?
I stopped. Because I don't finish my games.
No, you don't. It's kind of funny. Oh. I've heard Battlestar Galactica's ending is very similar to the way Evangelion ended. Where it didn't really end. There was no closure. I don't know.
So...
You watched the entire series?
I did.
You
Battlestar?
said yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you want to watch it again? I thought you
because there's a lot of things I don't remember.
Nah, fuck that.
There's like a lot of things I don't remember. I mean, it's the same as you.
Take your time.
Alchemy.
It ends up being charades sometimes.
Alchemist.
What about it?
Well, you watched Alchemist and then we rewatched it. Also,
that's different. It's me.
I know, but it's not. I don't think you're gonna like Battlestar.
Well, I just don't like space.
Yeah, it's also stressful.
Space creeps me out and is boring as hell at the same time. That's space to me. Like, sometimes it's cool. There's a sliver of cool in there. But space is either super boring or really fucking scary. I don't know. Some people, I guess, like those extremes. I used to be super sci-fi, but it was only for the robots. Only for the robots.
It's definitely not as goofy.
Did you get that laundry, though? Yeah?
What laundry?
Second load?
Yeah, we did it already.
Okay.
Yeah. The Battlestar is definitely less goofy than Star Trek. It's a lot more...
Yeah, but I don't...
More realistic.
That's the thing I don't like.
But yeah, that...
It's too science.
Yeah.
And if I want science, I'm gonna go straight to nonfiction.
It's actually more
Makes sense
army.
to me.
Honestly.
It's more what?
More army. More because it just revolves around them fighting robots.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like.
Just the Cylon thing?
Yeah, there's a lot of like. Well, then I mean they're not fighting hand to hand. They're fighting like, you know, in space. So there's a lot of
okay,
technical
so the
shit that
only
they gotta go
space thing I can handle is Firefly. Honestly. That's because it's more like a fantasy, I think.
through. Yeah, isn't that weird?
I love Firefly. And I think it's because it had a very small, very well done cast. Where these other shows have these huge, sprawling epics of like people and things that are happening, and it's like I like my little, very close-knit family TV show. I'm not good with really long ones. I wish I could see Westworld, but it's only on HBO.
Oh yeah.
Gabe and I really want to watch Westworld. I really like the premise. The premise is real good.
I got a feeling though it's also going to be just fighting and boobs.
You eat all that?
You had half of this.
No, I had a third of that.
No.
Really? Balder.
Yeah, maybe 2/5. Uh-oh.
Maximus, thank you. Welcome.
Maximus.
Yeah, Firefly's great. Which is weird because I hate Westerns too. Westerns are similar to why I don't like space. They're either really boring or they're fucking scary. I don't know. Space can take a hike, man. It's just
Except for...
I feel like there's nothing to do in space.
But what about...
Like nothing.
What about Spaceship Troopers?
Starship
Troopers.
I like Starship Troopers because it's a comedy.
Yeah.
And I like space comedies. Spaceballs any day. How's it going? We just got done painting up Warhammer 40K.
Oh, neat.
Yo! Feel free to post any of your painted models. We'd
That's
love
awesome.
to see them.
Yeah.
It's going good. We're probably at the tail end of our stream, too. We started 3 hours ago, 3 or 4.
Where's my little guy?
I can't math.
I got a little dude right here. I got this little dude. I got this little guy. This little guy.
You did all of that?
All that so I could show off my rinky-dink little space marine.
Good lord.
Do you know Grey Paladin? Are you a Grey Paladin buddy?
We're tired. We've been on a while.
Because we got a buddy that does the
miniature paintings too.
Yeah. I think he does strictly 40K.
We shouldn't say miniature paintings. We should say painted miniatures.
Yes. Da.
Yeah, Starship Troopers is great.
You only good bug is a dead bug.
Thank you for the follow, Maximus.
Inktober, yeah.
Oh, night.
Bye, Mike.
It was fun having you, Mike. Glad we got to catch some of your stream earlier.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, night, Tad. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, dude.
Tell Heather hi.
Yeah.
Oh, he does know them. Cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I like that. It keeps things interesting. I'm okay with the timeline wonk. At least they're thinking about stuff. I'm getting mad at the shows that just do stuff without thinking. Like, that's a show I don't want to watch. That's why I can't stand Friends. That show is terrible. And if you like it, it's just because of nostalgia. Sorry. If you watch it now, it does... Oh, God, it's so horrible.
Which one was it?
Friends?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never seen it before. And, like, this year, it's on the TV all the time at the gym. And it is oh my God.
I think the only reason I laugh at the jokes is because they are either really awful or it's just like, oh, okay, I know what's going to happen now. I remember this one.
Wow.
But yeah. It's, yeah.
Well, as somebody coming into it, like, pure at this time, like, I slept for how many years and I wake up to watch this? I'm so confused. It just doesn't fit in this time. Tad and Todd are so confusing. Sorry, Todd. Do you want to be Wraith? I can just call you Wraith.
I want more just comedies, I think.
I liked Seinfeld. I did. I thought that was witty and fun and smart. But Friends is just stupid. It's stupid.
Who watched Frasier?
It was so boring when I watched it because I was a kid.
Me too.
Yo, this is dope! Maximus, nice! Shit, that's some, like, love. Good work, my friend.
Wow.
That is a big thing.
Good job, man.
Oh, Gabe said I'd like Pushing Daisies.
No.
No.
No, 6 Feet Under I watched.
Oh,
I never seen Pushing Daisies.
Wait, Pushing Daisies has the dude from Mad Men, right? Or... who's the main in Pushing Daisies, Eliza? I forgot.
Lee Pace.
Oh, that's right. I love Lee
yeah.
Pace. Oh my god.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen The Fall, you have to see The Fall with Lee Pace. It's so good. Visually, it's stunning, and it's an adorable story. Seriously, it's good. It's told from the perspective of a little girl, and I hate kids, and she is adorable.
They only had 2 seasons of this?
Pushing Daisies?
Wow, yeah.
Is he a Reaper? Is that how that is?
I think that's what it was.
Remember that other show where it
Dead
was
Like Me.
Yeah, I like that one.
I
That
never
was
saw that
cute.
one
It was really cute.
either. Was it?
Yeah, she was super kind of Daria about everything. Aubrey Plaza could totally have been like,
Oh, Mandy Patinkin was in it.
I love Mandy.
Yeah.
That'd be a good name for a character in a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Patinkin.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good goblin.
Yeah, I would.
Yo, make a goblin. Rename your goblin.
Goblin Necromancer, maybe?
Just name
Oh,
him
wait.
Patinkin.
Is that a thing?
No, just rename Bafongo.
No.
Name him Patinkin. That's
Tink.
way better. It's like Tinker. Patinkin. Yeah, right, Galactica? Oh my god. No, Lee Pace is not the blue guy from Guardians. No.
No, he is.
No, that's Michael Rooker.
No, but he is the blue guy.
Oh,
yeah.
He's purple.
He's purple.
That's
yeah.
Ronan.
Ronan, yeah.
Oh.
The blue
There's
guy
too
with
many
the red?
blue guys.
Yeah.
The main blue guy is Michael
Fuck
Rooker. Sorry. Yes, he is the Elf King in The Hobbit. Yes, Ronan. Ronan's more purpley.
I think what was more confusing is that, like, the Kree are blue,
Yeah, I don't even want to go there.
but Yondu is not Kree.
What is Yondu? Did they
He's
ever
something
say?
else. He's like the last of his kind or some shit. I
Oh, he's
don't know.
Tigger.
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Aw. Are you too cold now?
Yeah, it's like getting really windy.
You said windy.
Windy.
Okay, we gotta get up at like 10.
Mm.
When do you want to go to bed?
Whatever.
I'm just doing the gold pass now.
Oh yeah,
which is
Ronan's
like-
gonna be back. Yo, that's awesome. Well, you got some of that green stuff on there? Or is that how the model is?
As somebody who doesn't know jack about Captain Marvel, that trailer was very underwhelming. I don't know anything about her. And it was just kind of like, oh, okay. I know it's set in the 90s. Coulson has hair, and Sam Jackson still has his eye. That's all I took away from it. No, this is actually gold.
Oh, it's just green paint. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You guys are talking.
Oh.
Because I'm doing the gold right now, and it kind of looks green on
Yeah.
screen. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Unless they show more, I don't know.
I think it'll be fun at least. Just
I
because
hope
it's
so. They didn't even show any funny bits, though.
except for her punching that old woman. If you find that kind of thing
I
funny.
guess, but that was so forgettable. Like, I didn't even
Yeah.
remember that. Was that the only funny part?
Yeah.
She punched an old lady? I mean, that is funny, but, like, that's it.
She had it coming, man.
Most do.
She wouldn't get up.
No, I'm just kidding. I love little people. I love
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Is this an otter warrior?
Yeah!
Warrior?
This is a commission for someone's D&D character. He is an otter. He's actually made out of diamonds too. That's why he's so sparkly. I still have some more to do. I actually am usually doing Pets and Armor on my stream, which is my business, I guess. I'll call it my business. I say it's Pets and Armor, but really I translate pets' personalities into D&D and RPG classes that suit them. So these are 2 cats that belong to somebody. I had them explain their likes, their dislikes, their hobbies, all those sort of things, and I do a paw reading, I call it, and I feed it into my little mind matrix, and I figure out what they'd be based on all those things, and then I draw it. So if you want to see examples, final ones, they're on my Instagram. This one ended up being a fire mage, and he's stealing cilantro out of this one, who ended up being a farmer. Yeah, D&D class of a farmer. Some of them end up some weird ones. I've got farmers, merchants, chefs. It all depends on how they are. I've done over 200 of these at this point, so I've got an idea down of what everybody's would be. So, have I done a turtle? Yes. This one in my book, Pets and Armor,
My
first edition. What?
That one's my favorite.
My berserker turtle?
Yeah.
He ended up being a berserker. So, he would run after people and nip at them. Yes, he would run. I have way more on my Instagram though. If you... Oh wait, I actually have a thingy for that. That? Hey! Alright, click that link. It'll take you to a good amount of them. Yeah, Eliza, you've actually been doing great. Like, all the people you've been doing, you've been, I think you've progressed a lot over the month. So you should be very proud.
Mm-hmm.
You have a ferret? Oh, I've done 2 ferrets, actually. I've done a few rabbits at this point. The last one I did was a paladin that really liked broccoli. So all over his portrait was broccoli. Lots and lots of broccoli. But yeah, I go up to 4 pets in one. Price differs depending on how many pets you've got and what size you get. There are 2 sizes. There's a 7x10 and a 9x12. I will be saying that so much next week. I enjoyed this one a lot. That's one of my newest favorites. Someone had quails, and one was a bard and one was a chef. So if he's a nice ferret, he might end up being something like a paladin or a healer. So we talk about what they like to do, things like that. Have I done a pet rock? No, but do you want to pay me $300 to do it? I'll gladly do it for you. I'll even give you a small pet discount, which I do for all rodents under the size of rabbits. I'll do that just for you, Ebony. Just for you. I'll even throw in a taco, since it seems to be your aesthetic. Taco rock. Taco rock. Put some of this here. I'll actually make this. God damn, I love this song. Every time it comes on. I love it. So for those coming in, next week Gabe and I will be at New York Comic Con. And then in November we'll be at FairyCon. And those are our last 2 for the year. And then next year we are cutting down at least by half with how many cons we're doing. So we're not going to be as busy going around as we were this year. This year was a little bit rough. But we will be at Emerald City, which is in Seattle, in, was it March? Is it March this year?
I think so.
And Anime Milwaukee. So basically so far the same that's up there. Probably skip Awesome Con. Try for C2E2. Oh, lionfish.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I would love to do a lionfish. No, I can do any animal. Even do ones, obviously, that don't exist. You know, if you just want to put a fox in armor, I've done that before, too, for my buddy Kevin. But, yeah, just let me know ahead of time before you buy it on my Etsy, which here you can see prices and all this stuff. If you are scared by the prices you see, it's natural. If you are, I do have payment plans. Yes, payment plans that you can find on my Patreon. It's a pay as much or as little as you want for as long or as little as you want, and whenever you're ready to cash out, I can give you a coupon for how much you've already paid off, or if you pay in full, you don't owe me anything. So, like I said, it's up to you and your situation. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I will give you discounts though, so contact me before you purchase anything. For the ferret and the lionfish, you would absolutely get discounts. The lionfish, I haven't actually done a fish yet though.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really fun. Out of 200, I haven't done a fish yet. I would love to do a fish. How long do lionfish live? Is it longer than regular fish? And I don't even know what I mean by regular fish. I have a hamster, so he's probably only going to live a year. Did you think about that yet? What are we going to do when Cuckoo dies?
Get a rat?
No, I don't want a rat.
Or a mouse, right?
Let's just get the dog. 15 years?
Wow. For the fish?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a fucking bird.
It's like
a fucking bird. Wow. How long have you had it already? Wow. Wow.
That's like a tropical fish, though, right?
Yeah, I did not expect that.
That's like a...
That's incredible. Wow.
That must be some tough work.
That is something.
He's about 6. Wow.
What's his name? What'd you name him? I'm so intrigued right now. Like, this is one of the coolest things I've heard.
I think you've drawn one before, though, haven't you?
A lionfish?
Mm-hmm.
God, no. Are you kidding me?
Well, maybe I'm thinking of the...
I've drawn nothing that cool.
I'm thinking of the anglerfish.
Oh, yeah, anglerfish. Yeah, he reads a book like...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Gabe thought a lionfish was this. Gabe is wrong.
No. I think I was thinking of that one, but I thought maybe you had drawn one of these.
No, I don't think so. They're beautiful, though. Mm-hmm. Does he have a tank all to himself? I'd love a tortoise, but they get really big.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I'd be able to... Like, I'd want to give them, like, a giant room with a heat lamp and stuff, because they need a lot of dry stuff. I don't think I'd be able to care for one.
That's the only kind of... I want a Russian tortoise. That's the only kind of turtle thing that I would ever get.
Oh, no, Todd. You live in a sauna? That's awful. Wow. I went to Florida once. Florida... Sorry to anybody who lives in Florida, but I thought it was the worst place on earth. Night, Senko! Yeah, I have the greatest respect for people who live in Florida because, no. If I got someone tomorrow who came up to me and was like, yo, I'll pay for wherever you're staying for the rest of your life as long as it's in Florida, I'd be like, no, fuck you. Go back to the hole you came from. No. Never. Move to Texas? No, I've been to Texas once, and it was during December, and it was for a week, and I never want to go back there either. At least, though, they didn't have humidity.
That's worse. It's actually worse.
I like dry heat.
No. In Texas, Corpus Christi area is off. The closer you get to the coast, the Gulf Coast. Snickers. Crazy. The closer you get to the Gulf Coast, the worse that gets. Worst that gets.
I'm okay with any place that has dry heat, though I still wouldn't want to live there. But oh my god.
We haven't been to Arizona, right?
No. What? Why would you think that?
I don't know if we had been there.
You've been there with Val.
No, Val lives there.
Yeah, you've been there with Val.
Yeah.
Not me.
No, I'm trying to think of if we had done a show in Arizona.
Nope.
But yeah, that's dry heat. Dry heat is nice.
Poseidon.
Oh, cool.
Use it as furniture. Oh, Tortu. That's fucked up. I don't want to touch that.
Mm-hmm.
For those that like the tortoise thing, I don't know if you guys saw, and you might appreciate this. Actually, those of you who like the turtles, I recently did a piece that's part of a series, but I'll show you here. You can go and see a closer up version of the tortoise one, but I did a tortoise shaman who, my story behind it, and I actually was thinking about doing this for Inktober instead of my books. I just had a crazy thought and was like, oh, I want to do this. But the story behind the shaman is that for them to ascend to a higher level of magic, they actually have to sacrifice their shell, aka their defense, to gain more offense with their spells. So there's this extremely painful ritual they need to go through where they're actually suspended and a tear is started behind their neck and they're suspended up and the weight of their body actually separates them from their shell over time. So it was supposed to be like this huge thing where they have to go up on a mountain because gravity is more there, and I was going to do a mini comic to actually accompany that piece so that it means a little more than just what it is. So, can I do ants? That's so funny. You're the second person I've asked that, can I do ants? Yeah, I can do ants.
You have a whole colony?
I'd give you a pretty big discount. I'd probably charge as much as I charge for this guy, which my normal commissions are usually like $125 for grayscale, $175 for color at this size. But I can't stand spiders. Oh no.
Samesies.
Hi, Nightshade.
Nightshade.
Taurus looks like she's vaping. You did not just hear my very touching story, apparently, about the tortoise. How dare you, sir? Okay? How dare you? How are your bees, Nightshade? Are you gonna commission me to do your bees someday? This guy's got an ant colony.
Wow.
I had a dude ask me once for a what's it called? An estimate on doing portraits of 14 goats. 14 goats. And I said, I can do it as long as you know what each one of their personalities is. And he was very confidently, he was like, yep, I sure do. I was like, well, okay, sir, you contact me and I'll get you a wholesale discount or something, you know? Ugh, Nightshade. Really? Really? Oh my god. I mean, basically, Ebony, it could be.
But they use magic to keep
this
themselves
is
walking.
fantasy, bruh. I do what I want. Come at me with your science. Get out of here.
It's a turtle
Look
casting...
at where you are. You're listening to an elf.
It's a turtle casting magic.
And you got complaints. I'm just kidding.
And Superman can fly.
Oh yeah, that's right, Nightshade. I did want to do your bee logo. I think we'd even talked about that a bit. You're welcome, Zep. We'll see you later, alright? Thanks for joining. Oh, Progdor! Everybody keeps coming in. I can't leave. My wisdom has no value. I think that was said a little strange, but I get what you mean. You're welcome. Consider giving me $1 a month on Patreon. How about that? I'll be here for your beck and call. Just give me $1 a month. How about that? Oh, Night Maximus.
Bye, dude.
Oh, thank you. I gotta have something chill and medieval, you know? Okay, so I got kind of far on this. I've been talking too much again tonight. So, Thursday, jet engine. Oh my god. He uses his magic for his spine, man.
Did you watch Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
They use
Maybe they're magic vertebrae.
Boom.
Held together by gel of his honor. I don't know. So I'm gonna go. It's been great. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the bits. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the raids. I appreciate it. I will be back Thursday and we'll be doing emojis digitally. First, I'll probably either draw them traditionally, scan them in and show you how I do it. Otherwise, they'll already be drawn and then I'll just do them digitally. I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to make like icons, technically. Anything that has to do with iconography, and we'll talk about it. It'll be fun. I eventually want to sell my syrup and honey. Oh yeah, Nightshade! Totally. I have lots of different styles too, so if you don't like one specifically, we'll talk about it. Hell yeah, Progdor, you're gonna do Journey June, you're gonna do it hard. I'm proud of you. Bye, Kev. Thanks for joining. Sorry for leaving right when you got here, Nightshade, Progdor. It's good having you, though. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Thursday, okay? 4 p.m. Central. Gabe is also streaming tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central. So if you want to see a bunch of swearing, what else are you going to do other than swear?
I don't know.
He doesn't know what he's going to do, so it's a toss-up. Could be fun, could be awful. Either way, don't miss it. Train wrecks, you know? People watch them. Anyway, on that note, good night!